The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You ping.
Stutter! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Watt Wednesday, October 16th, 2024, this program starts right now. Football is awesome. We're so incredibly lucky to talk about it every single day. Yesterday was a massive day. Today is as well. We have two of the undefeated head coaches in college football joining us later in this hour. Coach Monken from Army. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. USA. 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 And then Coach Cignetti.
Yeah.
Of the Indiana Hoosiers. USA. USA. Can't wait to chat with him. J.J. Watt will join us. And then Brandon Beane, general manager of the Buffalo Bills, who just made the big-time trade for Amari Cooper yesterday, will join us at 2:05 Eastern on YouTube, ESPN Plus, and TikTok Live. Now, for those platforms that are watching currently, and I don't know the TV numbers, I think they're looking into it. Yesterday was like one of the biggest days we've ever had. We can't thank you enough for rocking with us.
Hell yeah.
We're so incredibly lucky to do this every single day, and for as long as you'll have us, we will certainly do it. That was on X yesterday, about 32 million impressions, 31 ads, big, massive day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, shout out to, obviously, Aaron stopping by for Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, and for Davante Adams just popping his head in.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what's up, guys?
Spinning a college football. I don't know if you saw the paint on the tips of the ball. I didn't understand that completely. The guy was going back to his roots, maybe.
That's right.
Maybe that's what he was saying in the entirety of it all. Yesterday was a cool day. The NFL never quits. Amari Cooper was traded. We'll talk to Beane. Davante stops by yesterday, and there's a lot of other sports taking place on this glorious Wednesday that we'll dive into. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Ty, how you doing, pal?
I'm doing great. I'm doing absolutely wonderful. You know, we got Thursday Night Football starting tomorrow, and while it's
a big one.
It's a huge game. It is a massive game.
Wow. Man, can't wait to talk about that one tomorrow.
I know. I'm already I'm already losing sleep thinking about how excited I am.
Oh, you're losing sleep
game.
With the newborn.
Yeah, exactly. And it's hard because it's like, hey, I should be more focused on my baby, but I'm also thinking like I've
been waiting all week for Thursday night.
Broncos Saints. Are you kidding me? Great game. But no. Wow. I mean, every Wednesday it's like, okay, new NFL week's here. Let's go. And then on top of it, you mentioned it. You know, we got baseball happening right now, so I'm doing wonderful.
Baseball happening right now. Hockey happening right now.
That too. Mm-hmm.
Penguins are hot. The Vegas Golden Knights started out hot. We will continue to dive into all of it. 9-year NFL vet, host of Everything DB, good D, bad D. Yesterday, phenomenal seg.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Darius J. Baldwin.
D-Butch,
how you doing, pal?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Hey, I have a question for you. As a man who played 9 years in the NFL at corner, nickel, and safety. Mm-hmm. Now, whenever you hear about Amari Cooper getting traded to the Buffalo Bills, okay, for like a
third and a seventh,
but a sixth also counteracts it.
Had to send one.
I mean, the trade, what it was, you know.
Good trade for Buffalo.
That's what I said. Mm-hmm. I actually, immediately upon hearing about it, I said, this feels like a heist. Then I seen some stats and analytics where people were like, Amari, you're thinking about the wrong Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper drops the ball, it doesn't do great. And then I think to myself, is that Amari Cooper or is that the situation he's in? And if you get him in Buffalo with Josh Allen, is he immediately going to resort back to Amari Cooper? Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a yes. I feel like it's a great get for them. You've got a chance to kind of like sleep on it, think about it a little bit. What are your thoughts on the Amari Cooper trade to the Buffalo Bills? That was, I don't want to say kind of overshadowed by Davante going to Aaron, but same exact day. And there was a running back trade as well yesterday. Yesterday was wild. What are your thoughts on Amari going to Buffalo?
Kind of reminds me a little bit of what OBJ got out of Cleveland, went to L.A. and immediately fit in. They found a role for him, found routes. Amari Cooper is a pro. He's an ultimate pro. He can score from anywhere. 62 TDs in his career, can run the full route tree, and then move into Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills offense. Last 2 seasons, I got some stats from Himbo.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, you're not the only one to get stats from
Yeah,
Himbo.
yeah.
Over the last 2 seasons.
Shout out Hembo.
Josh Allen has only thrown 5 30-yard TD passes. 17 QBs have thrown more than him. Cooper, obviously, will add explosions. Bills ranked 23rd right now in NFL in explosive play rate. So you would expect Amari Cooper to add to that. Obviously, Keon Coleman, they drafted him in the 2nd round. Probably expected a little more out of him earlier. I think he'll be he'll develop into a very, very, very good number 2 receiver. And being in the meeting room with Amari Cooper every day will only help. Obviously, Khalil Shakir is another weapon for them that I think will open up the field more. And then obviously when you bring another weapon in on the outside, it always opens things up for the run game. So I'm excited for what this will do for Buffalo and what this will do for Josh Allen in that offense.
Run game and tight ends. I mean, you're talking about just a great piece being added in there. What is this message that Cleveland's saying? We shall see. What is this message from the Buffalo Bills? We'll ask Brandon Beane at 2:05 Eastern whenever he joins us, because they've been Dahn on the explosive plays. You lose Stephon Diggs, obviously, in the offseason. You trade him away to Houston. They're in the lead in the AFC East, 4-2. Fresh off a massive win against the Jets on Monday night, and they're still like, okay, we still got to get a little bit better. You had Amari Cooper. I think it's a great move.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that Beane has told us in the past, friend of the program, we're very lucky for that. Beane has said, like, if anything's up anywhere, he'll snoop around. He's like, I'm always interested. And I'm like, what do you mean you're always interested? He's like, if you read something or hear something or think something, like, I'll give a call just to be like, hey, can our team get better here? And what do you need there? So him calling Cleveland saying, is Amari Cooper available? And I'm going, yeah, he is actually. What is Cleveland saying? What is that move by Cleveland? Wow. Legitimately, that's a big conversation piece, especially with the quarterback contract that it doesn't have a break in it until 2027, right? Is that what we learned yesterday?
Yeah, exactly. Dead cap's massive till then.
Like $100+ million for the next couple of years if you were to get rid of Deshaun Watson.
Yikes.
Getting rid of one of his best weapons, even though he's having a bad year, I guess, so far for the Cleveland Browns. I don't know. That's a big conversation we shall see. And then the other trade, Davante going to the New York Jets, happened on Monday night, I guess, or Monday early evening, whenever the time is revealed. We'll certainly be appreciative of that so we can clarify some stories. But Davante going and joining Aaron Rodgers is no different than what has happened in the past with some people whenever they find new homes, new teams. Gronk went down to Tampa Bay out of retirement to join Tom Brady. I think Peyton had Stokely out there in Denver. And then you think about a coach that bounced around place to place. And this one guy that we know got hired at every single one of those places. People like working with people they're familiar with, especially at very important positions. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us, 12-year NFL vet, Super Bowl champion player coach, so Jackie Moon of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at one point. A.Q. Shipley. A.Q. Obviously, Davante going back to Aaron is not a strange thing in the NFL. People like familiarity, but anywhere Bruce Arians went, you basically had a job, which is why you ended up down in Tampa. What does that type of chemistry do for like your relationship with Bruce, but more importantly for Davante and Aaron? Why do you think this move was made, and do you think it's a great one?
Trust is everything in the NFL. Trust is everything. That's why Bruce loved bringing me places, because he trusted that I would be in the right place at the right time, on the field, controlling the whole line. And when you get a guy like Davante to Aaron, it's the same thing. He trusts that when he throws a back shoulder, he's going to be ready for it. When he throws the fade ball, he's going to be ready for it. When he throws a no-look ball down the field, he's going to be there. Yeah. Oh,
You're talking about everything that happened Monday night.
Yeah.
You're saying like Monday night when he hit a guy in penis with a ball.
Right.
And that guy had no idea the ball was coming on a third down. Like that's potentially something that won't happen with Davante.
That's right.
Whenever he throws a no-look deep ball down the field, maybe, just maybe, there's a chance he'll know where he is, because Aaron has told us numerous times, and we talked about it yesterday, there's times where he just looks out at Davante and gives a look.
Little head nod.
And they're like, yep, 2007?
Yeah. They know.
That's exactly what I thought. Right. Didn't even say anything. And then so helps Garrett Wilson out.
Yeah.
Helps everybody.
Helps the run game out. Breece Hall's already cooking again. He looked fast again.
Yeah, moving.
You know, like he looked like how he looked, because there was a time there in his rookie year, I think, before he got hurt, where every week it was Breece Hall and then the defense.
70, 80.
And then the defense was back here. And it was like, wow, this guy's faster than everybody. And then it looked like it on Monday.
Yeah.
It goes for 100 and what? What do you,
117, 115?
Whatever it was, huge.
50 through the air, too.
Yeah, like he goes massive. This helps out the entire team. Should I be as excited as Greeny was yesterday? He came in, McAfee!
Sick moves.
McAfee! And then he even had props. You see him open the jacket.
It's back.
Hi-oh! And then we're invading the New York Get Up office. Should
wait.
we be as excited as he is if you're a Jets fan, you think?
Everyone should be excited.
What about the protection, though? What about the protection?
That's the biggest question, right? Like, the offensive line has to do a better job, period. Now, they got Morgan Moses back. That helped, right? Like, they look a little bit better. But Tyron Smith, like, he's getting older. You still need some help. You got to Anytime you do chip help, you lose a guy, you lose a back out on the flat, you lose a tight end, maybe out in the route tree. There's so many things that go into it, which you don't understand. And you got a guy coming to town this week, TJ Watt, who's pretty damn good.
Yeah, TJ. Do they move TJ too?
He stays on the right tackle most of the time.
Yeah, he's always like right-hand quarterback front side, seemingly.
Yeah.
Because at the Indianapolis Colts game, I told you, I was eyeing him down.
Mm-hmm.
He had a pretty physical presence.
Yeah, he's a daunting character.
He's got what they call aura.
There it is.
I believe. He's got a lot of it. And when he's down there in that stance, it's like, what is wrong with this thing?
Yeah.
This thing, there's something wrong with it. He wrecks games, bro.
Wrecks game.
And I think that's going to be a part of one of your talking points, actually.
It sure is.
Looking back here on week 6, what are your 3 talking points that we need to pay attention a little bit more to, pal?
Staying right with TJ Watt. Let's start with TJ Watt. Let's take a look. Listen, he needs to be mentioned. We all are aware that the MVP is going to go to a quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. It has to be mentioned that this guy should be in that conversation. The Steelers are a different team without him in the lineup. When he's in the lineup, you got to deal with this. And here's the deal. You got a tight end, number 81 out there. He's going to chip him. And as he chips him, he gets around the chip, still beats the tackle, gets a hit on the quarterback. Guy wreaks havoc all game long. Even when he's not making plays in on the play.
That was a hell of a completion.
This
This guy's wearing an MVP?
Send that to Davante.
O'Connell?
What the hell?
Who's picking these plays?
That's right. Hell of a completion. But he's still getting a hit on the quarterback after being chipped and the tackle.
Brock Bowers.
There had to be another play.
What the hell?
No, I'm just showing simply that he gets chipped. He's got to be exhausted after every game. When you go through this, they send a back at him. They send a tight end at him. They slide the line.
Ain't O'Connell. What he's staying there?
Another Bowers.
But he takes the hit. This one, you got a crack block on the outside, beats it, presses upfield, comes back, punches the ball out.
Okay.
There we go.
Constantly making plays.
Okay, that's an MVP play.
That's an MVP play.
I think what you were trying to say earlier is even on the plays where he's not getting a stat, he's still interrupting.
He's still interrupting.
Got it, okay.
The quarterback knows he's there. Now check this out. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. You got 7 blockers, but guess what?
What?
We don't block number 6 because of the presence that 90 has. Takes 2 and still punches the ball out and gets the ball out.
Okay, so once again here, he has a stat on a punch out, obviously a tackle for loss there, I believe, as well.
Yep.
But what's not being accounted in his stats is look at Patrick Queen get a free shot because they're so focused on 90 every single week.
It happens all the time with the big-time players. With Aaron Donald over the years, you put 2 or 3 guys on him and somebody else is unblocked because you put all the attention on him.
Game ball, number 90, TJ Watt every single week.
Well-deserved number 90.
Absolutely. All right, what's the second talking point you're thinking
Okay, let's go to the Detroit Lions. Biggest gaping holes, not big gaping holes. Biggest gaping holes. Let's take a look at this. We got 3 runs here. Let's take a look at this. Tell me if you've ever seen holes this big in the NFL. We understand the Cowboys' defense is a dumpster fire, but
Jeez Louise, I could run up there.
Yeah, easily.
Dumpster fire?
if you show this again, look who's at tight end. Who's that at tight end?
Skip.
Big skip, right? And then Laporta gets a little insert because you get a out block by the left tackle. Watch this. Out block, cut the defense, and then 18 thinks he's got a free hitter, and then you get the crack from Laporta. It's unbelievable.
Just a bunch of dogs.
I know.
They're so good. Let's take a look at this second one. We got another zone play. We're going to go zone right behind the 2 tight ends coming back. If you go back to the beginning here, let's just take a look at this again.
8 different holes.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And they're always 8 to 10 yards wide. So when we get this play again, we start to run this. You get everybody walling off. You get the tight ends going back, cutting the defense right there. That's a 10-yard hole. It's 10 yards to run through without being touched. It's unbelievable.
Hey, that's a big-time game for the Detroit Lions, especially because of what was happening at center, right? I mean, center, we say if he's back.
You're going to see a lot of him. I mean, the guy's got a torn pec, and he's still putting people on the ground. You're going to see a lot of him today.
Not just putting people on the ground. I mean, they're like the most devastating O-line. So everybody's like, they're playing games with us. They're putting these O-linemen out there. Dan Campbell's like, we got the greatest group in the league. We should throw them a bone every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean,
let Penny get a little hook and ladder every once in a while. We should do that. They're a phenomenal group, huh?
They're unbelievable. Let's look at this last one real quick. So we send the fullback through on a little ISO on the mic. We arc, but check out the backside. This is what's key to this, right?
Jeez.
If we go back, Foxy, real quick. The backside, you get a center wall off. The guard's going to wall off. This is not typical. Now we slice the tackle, so you cut the defense, and then you get everybody. That's 15 yards of space to run through.
Cowboys stink.
Man, no, it's
a little bit of both.
Great.
It's a little bit of both.
They're dancing around blocks. Nobody's going downhill. I mean, it's disgusting.
They must hate Coach Zimmer.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Hey, I'm not listening to this guy. How bad do we got to play to get this guy out of here?
Older
right.
coaches these days.
Jerry Jones, chewing out radio show host. All right, I'll get new you motherfuckers ask me questions.
You better shut up.
Ain't a joke.
Did you get the questions that I sent? These aren't.
I ain't dicking around.
What are we doing here? Who do you think's more important? Shane and RJ?
I don't.
Jerry fucking Joe. That's kind of how that went.
Yeah, it did.
What an interesting situation.
I know.
Tough.
All of it. Then there was a follow-up, New York Times, The Athletic with Rossini, with him saying, I got a little frustrated. And then everybody, yeah, we know you did. But after him watching this on his birthday,
Oh my
How could
God.
you
on his birthday,
Yeah.
Tough.
he's saying, 8.5 inches. And then he's saying 15 yards.
Yep.
You tell me, hot dog hallway. That's what these running backs are. That's literally what Jerry's saying on his birthday. And I hope they figure it out down there.
They will.
Yeah.
They will.
No doubt
they will.
about it.
Shannon RJ, way sit in the pocket.
Yeah.
What he's saying, well, our job kind of.
That is our job.
Got to do. Have
You
to.
think I'm just coming on here to tell you about every mistake I ever made? You think I'm fucking doing that? I don't think so. You think I'm wasting my morning doing this? I could be eating an Egg McMuffin.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Just sold on that son of a bitch.
Invited him to the owners meeting.
Who?
Jerry.
Yeah.
You guys so smart.
Oh, yeah. He said, if you got it all figured out, why don't you, whenever 5 guys come into this meeting I'm walking into right now to try to figure out everything we got going on. Jerry is not thrilled. And the way their defense is playing, I think, is very surprising. Since jump, right? Week 1.
Yeah.
They were being called
Like
like.
when they were getting, and the first thing with the defense is being able to stop the run. Even though it's a passing league, we saw the theme kind of turn with the league this year. Hey, run game, kicking field goals, taking points at least early in the season until these quarterbacks and passing game figure it out. And every team that's come, and it's at home too. It doesn't matter. You know, when you go on the road, you got to travel with the defense, but it's at home. You're getting embarrassed. I mean, guys are pitching it back to linemen, throwing the lineman up 40 like that. I mean, that's gross if you're a defensive player.
And if you're the Detroit Lions, you're the reason why it's all happening.
That's right.
That's right.
Hell
Because
yeah.
that offensive line. What's the third talking point coming out of week 6?
Brock Purdy deserves more flowers. That's what we came up with for this one. Here's
Really?
why. Here's why. We have said over and over again that he's a system quarterback.
We
right?
have not said that.
The whole world has said
Not a
that.
bad thing.
The only
People.
reason is because he's in this system. My argument to that is it's a running back system argument because no matter they put Garenda in and he runs for 75 the second touch he gets. Every running back that runs in that system goes for 100 plus. Period. And you're going to see it probably this week if Mason's out. But I got 2 throws from this past game. You're going to watch this touchdown throw to George Kittle. You want to tell me this is a system quarterback? You have to be so accurate to throw this. This ball
No
is
look.
This,
No,
ball,
that's not
this
the
ball
one.
is the only place that one can be.
The ball.
If we pause that on the catch, it's right in front of the DB in a place only George Kittle can throw on an out route 30 yards to the sideline for a touchdown.
Nasty.
Great pause, Foxy.
Unbelievable.
That's right on the catch.
Right on the catch.
That's great. That's a great pause.
Great pause.
Thank you.
Foxy's got the precision of Purdy. I think
That's exactly right. Unbelievable. Now, when we take a look at this next one,
the system isn't delivering that ball on a dot.
nobody's I mean, there's 5 quarterbacks in the league that can make that throw.
Okay, let's see the next one.
Let's take a look at this next one. We want to talk about Matthew Stafford and Patrick Mahomes doing no-look passes. When we watch this play, take a look. All right, so let's let this run. As Juszczyk goes in motion, you'll notice the backer shift. The minute that middle linebacker shifts past the hash, I talked to Colt McCoy. His read tells him work the right side of this receiver tree, right? So if you see the quarterback looking at the running back, he's looking at the running back. He's freezing number 2, the linebacker, and everybody thinks he's going to throw there. And as we throw this, no look down the middle between 2 defenders. Brock Purdy's making some throws. And he's playing the best football of his career right now.
Okay, Brock Purdy isn't just a system quarterback. Even though system quarterback is a good thing and not your fault, you're in the system that you get drafted into, in this particular case, last overall drafted into. But the system doesn't say, hey, let's do no lookies. The system doesn't say, let's put it in a keyhole. The system doesn't say, stand in there, extend the play, and then have a quicker 10-yard split than most of the guys on the offense. And Brock Purdy's a dog.
Yeah.
And he is so cheap for them right now. So they've been able to kind of maneuver and do it all. Congrats to Brock. Congrats to the Niners.
Oh, yeah.
About to be real expensive.
And also, he's very much so because he didn't make shit this one either.
That's right.
So it's not like a hometown discount situation.
No.
It's like, no.
It's like, hey, I'm actually in debt from living in San Francisco with the contract that I had.
Yeah.
And
Big
things
time.
you guys were trying to have me do.
It's time.
So you know what the deal is.
Yeah.
300 mil.
Pay the piper.
Need my flowers.
It's gonna, and the flowers are going to come in the form of very dead presidents
Yeah.
with very big numbers next to them.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just how it's going to have to be. That third deal, though, that next one we get,
We can talk.
Let's go ahead and build the team.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's right.
But we need to go ahead and do it. How will John Lynch handle that? I think he has done a great job thus far in the salary cap gymnastics. They are certainly going to have to do it for Purdy, and he's worth every single dollar. Speaking of being worth every single dollar, a lot of money was invested in college football by a lot of networks.
Yes.
Okay, these new TV deals are insane.
Massive.
Everybody understands that college football is the number 2 sport behind NFL football. But this year, if you look at the college football rankings, hey,
Moving.
it is becoming football.
Yeah.
It's starting to be the conversation. There's some storylines that we need to talk about coming out of week 7, 8. Coming out of week 8 of college ball.
Oh.
Yeah, they start before the NFL.
Right. So 1 week after. Yep.
So it's 7 maybe?
Oh, and some teams
so
have
it
a
just came out of
bye.
week 7 going into week 8?
We're going into week 8. Yep.
Yeah, we're going into week 8.
Correct.
I should know that, but I
A lot of
certainly-
numbers.
Week 0 as well.
Zero,
It's a
yeah.
tough start.
Yeah, I don't love the week 0 thing, but I guess there is like a bunch of shit around it with scheduling and everything, which weeks. And so a lot of people, myself included, go, this is week 1. Right.
Obviously.
This is week 1. Well, no, it's a bonus week, actually, because week 1, there's already like contracts on who plays. So this is like a bonus we're able to get. So it's week 0. I'm
Okay.
like, well, 0 sounds like a loser group. Like, and instead, this is awesome. We're in Dublin. There was a massive comeback. Georgia Tech beats Florida State, which kind of starts an entire season for Florida State. The Georgia Tech story goes. But college football has been bananas. Let's go over to Hammer Dahn with Tone Diggs with some storylines coming out of week 7, heading into week 8.
Thank you, Pat.
Oh, nailed it, Tone.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I thought so. I thought I did okay.
You did.
Let's talk about those headlines going into week 8. And we got to go back before we go forward. And you talk about money well spent by the networks. Primetime games absolutely lived up to the hype last weekend.
Every single primetime game that was watched, focused on, for all these networks, absolute bananas. Talk about Oregon taking on Ohio State. New Big Ten, new rivalries. Oregon hits a leading field goal with under 2 minutes left. Then there was a lot of scrap. There was a 12 men on the field penalty, potentially on purpose, that led to this. A clock run out with Will with the Rock and Oregon getting a massive win and remaining undefeated. Then let's go to afternoon game. Penn State, USC, new Big Ten rivalry potentially. Give me that! Give me that! Penn State has a massive comeback, ends up putting one through in overtime to win that particular game as Penn State remains unscathed, even though the ones in Hollywood almost got him early. Why didn't Penn State choose to run the damn ball early, AQ Shipley?
I don't know. I was very vocal about that.
Anyway, South Carolina has to get a touchdown to come back in as they missed a 2-point conversion. Kick an onside kick. Well done. Beamer ball to a T. Get the Rock back. 12 seconds left. Down 2. Is Alabama about to get beat again? Now, interception, that thing ends in thrilling fashion. Don't want to get a safety. Where did I catch it? Did I drift back into the end zone? Imagine taking a knee there, taking a safety, and it being 27-27.
Nuts.
People would be calling for Kalen DeBoer's head immediately after the loss to Vandy. Let's go to Tennessee, Florida. This one ends in overtime with some tough football from the Tennessee Volunteers. That's kind of their storyline. And then Ole Miss, LSU. Ole Miss thought they had it. Ole Miss's Jackson Dart actually in a press conference afterwards said, I don't know how we lost that game. I have no idea how did we LSU at night, brother. Yeah. That's going to be incredibly difficult regardless. Brian Kelly gets a huge win at night in the SEC to knock off Ole Miss, who now has 2 losses, even though early we thought they were potentially going to be one of the teams that can maybe remain unscathed in the SEC. And then the other night game that we didn't even talk about here, Kansas State, Colorado, that comes down to the final seconds. Mm-hmm. College ball is awesome. Wild weekend ahead here, too, as Austin, Texas is the focal point with Georgia taking on Texas. New SEC rivalry potentially. What else do we need to be talking about, Tone?
Yeah, talking about that. Obviously, the primetime games lived up to the hype last weekend. We've got a couple big primetime games this weekend, starting with Georgia at Texas, the location of College Game Day on Saturday morning. Texas is a 3.5-point favorite over Georgia at home. I think it's the first time Georgia has been a dog in 50 games.
Damn.
Yeah, I saw that stat floating around, and what's going on down in Georgia, fascinating. It's very, very interesting because they have an incredibly talented team. Off the field, a lot of conversation. A lot of conversation off the field. Like a lot about what the hell's going on. Then Kirby gets all jacked up on the sideline last week. Obviously, that becomes a massive talking point. They lose that game to Alabama. They haven't really played, up to what everybody thought they were going to be all season. And then they get to take on Texas.
Good opportunity.
And this seems like one where the damn good dogs could potentially, say whose SEC is it?
Yeah.
I forgot about this whole thing. Mm-hmm. Have you guys won a couple of national championships within the last handful of years?
Back to back, perhaps?
Oh, you guys are always that team that. Oh, you guys are coming to the SEC? Whoa, great. Texas is here.
Okay.
We're the dogs.
We run this shit.
And Kirby, imagine what Kirby's going to say.
Oh, man.
Look around in Austin. They say this is SEC football. That whole, there's a lot.
Need a mic on that.
And then Quinn Ewers is back, obviously, and the way he's playing. That team, defensive line, offensive line, big. They are, and they're built like an SEC team. It is, this game is going to be awesome.
They do bring the boom.
Bringing the boom.
That's what they do.
They bring the boom. They bring the boom to you.
You saw Quinn's dance. You saw it.
I'm just learning about the Costco dad's sons.
Sure.
I'm just learning about him. I like that he's an independent wrestler. I want to let that be known.
Getting back in the ring.
I love the gimmick. I love everything. I love how close he and his son are.
Yeah.
Like, that seemingly is a great thing
I hope it's like that.
in real life.
Yeah, off camera.
When the cameras aren't on.
Yeah, because that could be a tough.
I think it is.
I think it is too.
I think they both enjoy bringing
The boom to you.
I think we need to be a little bit more, he can't be taking his son to Costco 6 days a week and just shoving his gullet full of chicken bakes and double chocolate cookies. But, I'm not his dad, so he can feed him what he wants, I guess.
They're allowed to bring the boom.
They're
So I
active too.
agree.
They're active. They work out together.
I
as well.
agree.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I enjoy just learning about them. Just learning about them. That is not something that would ever creep into my algorithm. And for that, my algorithm, I'll say you missed.
Yeah, sure.
I think the Costco dad and Costco kid should have been shown to me much earlier. Because I'm learning a lot about them quickly through your guys' experience with the Costco team. And they've been everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere.
The real MVP is the other one.
Who?
The Rizzler. I don't know if you know him, but he is a star.
See, he's a part of the Costco team.
Kind of.
Yeah, he's part of the greater Costco universe, if you will.
Okay, does he bring the boom?
Yeah.
He does, but he's more.
He can do it all, brother. He's the Rizzler.
He's the king. Some people are saying the Costco boys are kind of sucking everything they can out of the Rizzler.
Rizzler is the king.
That's the
compared to
Rizzler.
That's the
Costco
Rizzler,
boys.
yeah. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Weapon.
I'm actually,
All
yeah.
right.
Buckets.
Okay.
No, the Rizzler is the one, dude.
Okay.
He's the one.
Okay. I didn't know the Rizzler. No, I did not know enough about the Rizzler, apparently.
Dog.
Oh, it's
Why
like-
ain't anybody showing that?
Dog.
We don't need to see him missing shots.
Rizzler don't care. He's Black Panther.
He's got too much Riz,
All right,
brother.
why are they showing these shots? Why are they letting him shoot? He should have been up on somebody's really strong person's shoulders.
Yep, dunking.
And he should have been up there dunking. The Rizzler should have been hanging from that.
Yeah.
hoop.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I'm just learning about the Costco teams. The Costco.
The Costco universe. Yeah.
Okay, Costco squad. And I'm happy they bring the
Boom. They bring the boom.
I guess
to
Quinn
you.
Ewers does it too, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I heard.
Oh, yeah.
That might be the thing. A lot of things happening in Austin, Texas.
Yep.
If they bring the boom with the Riz,
Oh, jeez.
that could be a bad sign for them dogs. Imagine if Kirby Smart knew that the Costco universe was coming to town before his pregame speech.
Be bad news.
Imagine Kirby.
Oh, yeah.
I heard there's this.
He might fold.
No game plan for that.
Yeah, he might fold. and
What?
say, You know what,
game
boys?
plan for that.
You're saying
brother.
Kirby's not ready for the Rizzler and the boys?
If the Rizzler's there, no.
I am done with it.
Nothing's ready for the Rizzler. The Rizzler can actually cure anything that you want. Say something right now. Cancer, boom, he cured it. That's the Rizzler's
COVID,
job.
we're hoping.
COVID,
Yeah,
boom.
boom.
The Rizzler,
I saw somebody. I
COVID.
saw people. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Saw somebody what?
Nah, I'm not doing it. They're allowed to do whatever they want. I would like to know the information that they have that I don't, though, because I'm walking around without a mask, and then I see them with one. It's like, well, I don't know. I would like to know that information. Then I go to talk to them, and they say, don't get too close. I can't fucking talk to them. It's a tough situation. I'd like to go shake their hands and know what the hell they know.
Sure.
Nonetheless, the Riz,
Yeah. The Rizzler.
cure it, dude.
The Rizzler's the one.
He can't shoot a basketball, though. That's what I just saw.
I mean, he's 9
he's
years
like
old.
3'8", though.
Yeah, he's only 9. He's
why
got
they got him on a 10-foot hoop?
You should see him on a BMX bike. Guy does all kinds of tricks. He's
Oh,
a
they
different
got,
kind of
they got
athlete.
pegs on the front and the back?
Oh, yeah.
He's like
Could be in X Games at any moment if he wants,
Yeah,
if
he's-
he chooses to.
He's the Tony Hawk of biking.
There was like an 8-year-old, I think, doing like a 600 or something, like 900.
Oh,
or
I saw
something.
that, yeah.
Tony
Actually,
Hawk did that on TV. The world stopped.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Tony Hawk did a 900. 8-year-old kid doing back-to-back 900s or something like that.
Jeez.
X Games is getting real X.
It is.
It's almost
no-
XX Games
Oh,
at this
whoa.
point. Yeah, not triple X, though, yet.
Okay. So there's not an N in there.
X.
It's a website.
Never heard of it.
Is that right, AQ?
That is not true. Okay, so now I know. All right, let's go back to the college ball combos.
Let's talk about Bama at
We
Tennessee.
know you heard it.
You sick
If
son
I'm
of a
piecing
bitch.
together these context clues right now,
Yep.
you might have created it.
Yeah.
You know about
Let's get back to congrats to Penn State.
Yeah.
Congrats to Penn State. Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
win.
Okay.
Big win.
Let's go back some college ball combos. Tone, please. Jesus.
Let's talk about Bama and Tennessee. It's an interesting one where two teams are coming in similar situations where Bama lost to Vandy 2 weeks ago, so that put them behind the 8 ball. And Tennessee lost to Arkansas 2 weeks ago in that same crazy week. And then they both had very, very close wins this last weekend. So, are these teams the teams we thought they would be? They both have one loss. Tennessee's still got to play Georgia. Bama's still got to play LSU. This is, I don't know if it's a must win for each team, but it's a must win for each team.
Hey, Sampson's a dog there, the running back for
he
Tennessee.
is.
Everybody ever talks about Nico Iamaleava, which you should. He can spin it. But Heupel is, they're not scared to.
Oh, yeah.
They're not scared to go. And that Tennessee defense throws.
Legit.
Hey, they are the real deal. And then Alabama, are they who we all thought they were?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they going to take a little bit to figure out who they are in this new time?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is a real question that's being asked. We believe in Kalen DeBoer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe in Jalen Milroe. I believe in the amount of talent that they have on that team. I believe in everything they got cooking. But this is a very tough game, and this is what happens in the SEC. You got another one, and then another one, and then another one. And if you let Vandy be one of the ones, and Vandy's like Vandy, this is not the same old Vandy.
Good football team.
This is brand new Vandy. It's like every week you can find out. We're going to find out about Alabama, I think. That's a big question mark going forward for everybody, Tone.
Yeah, it's a huge one. And like now the loser of this will have 2 losses, and then they got to play the rest of their SEC schedule. We don't know if a 3-loss SEC team can get in, especially when you have Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, like all those other teams. Like those could be 2 or 3 loss teams in the SEC too. So it's a big one this weekend.
And the Big Ten is showing up.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah. So how the Big Ten is, you think about LSU, USC, and then what USC is done.
Yeah, right.
If you start talking about that whole thing, you start doing the ipso facto meter all around there. That's why these end conversations about the 12 teams, 5 to 12.
Whoa.
Oh, but 5 to 11, I guess, because there's going to be one group of 5, maybe 2 though.
Oh,
Could be 2.
Why not?
You never know. It's first time ever. Anything else we need to keep on top of mind? 10 days.
Yeah, it's never too early. I mean, just because it's the first year and it's absolutely awesome to look at. Can we just throw up the playoff picture if the season ended now? Because I'm just having wet dreams about this. Speaking of XNXXX.
What?
You heard me. You heard me.
I don't think
I mean, look at this. This is better than any website AQ's ever been to.
Okay.
Glorious.
All right. AQ might have actually coded those websites, but yes, the excitement is very, very, very real about what the 12-team playoff could look like. And this college football season is delivered every single week. Speaking of delivering every single week, ladies and gentlemen, there are teams that are undefeated that I don't think going into the season anybody would say, you know what, that team's going to run wild. How about this Army team?
Whoa.
Have you read the stats about them?
Ridiculous.
First since, ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Army football team, Coach Monken.
Yeah, Coach.
How are you, Coach? Oh, no. He's very frozen.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Don't want to do anything bad to that guy.
No.
Did you see how locked?
Oh, yeah. Laser focus.
Those West Point boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Monken.
Yeah, Coach.
Coach, how are you?
Thanks for the intro.
Coach, I want to tell you this. You looked phenomenal. You were frozen, but they had you. Your eyes were open. You looked like incredibly diligent and focused, wildly handsome. I mean, it was a good start. We appreciate you figuring it out, dodge, duck, dip, diving, and dodging through the technology. I asked Hembo, who's a stats guy here at ESPN, to round up some stats about your team, and all of it is like first time since, fewest amount of this through for your defensive side. Why is this year's team different? You feel like, Coach, over there at Army?
Oh, we got a bunch of tough guys that are playing really hard and executing pretty well. I can't say enough for the leadership in our locker room. I do think that our senior class and our captains are making a big difference. and I think that gets overplayed sometimes. That leadership in the locker room is important, but I mean, I'm so impressed with this senior class and how they've stayed grounded and focused, and it's been like that since January. So they're doing a really good job, and fortunately, we've played pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say played pretty good. I mean, all the stats right there would indicate that you're having a monumental year over there at Army. And you talk about the seniors, and Army's a different situation than most schools, just like any of the service academy schools, because of the commitment as opposed to just football. This modern NIL stuff, you just complimented your seniors, your team building. Has the modern world changed for you guys football at all at the service academy schools, or is it still status quo?
It's pretty much business as usual here. Just all the other stuff that is happening with NIL and transfer portal, that has a trickle-down effect on everybody. But our guys have always been eligible to go into the transfer portal. We just haven't been able to ever take anybody out of the transfer portal. So that hasn't changed. We don't pay what everybody else considers NIL. Our students here all are on scholarship and do receive a stipend every month, but it's not anything like you see on TV with the guys getting the deals with stores and brands and those kinds of things. But our guys aren't here for that.
Millions.
I think they're here to just be a part of this program, play big time football, and get a world-class degree, and then have an opportunity and be in position to go and serve our nation as Army officers, and really that's where their experience here leads them to is the focus on doing that.
Yeah, you got to be a special person, obviously, to sign that line to go to Army or to serve our country, and I think that trait is obviously one that we hope will continue forever. Right? It will happen forever. There's probably a lot. I'm not going to judge anybody. I assume it's a less pool now, especially with the NIL stuff for guys that want to sign up for the military. But to all that do, we appreciate the hell out of them, especially your boys. Now, I know the payment thing because it's like a job, but that means you have a lot of requirements to the Army while you're at school. Is that still something? Because I remember from calling a couple games, like the amount of time allotted for practice is much less than maybe everywhere else, or meetings everywhere else, which is why the playbook is probably much smaller. The certain type of player that you get in there is different. Is that still the case in 2024, or how have we been able to expand a little bit here?
Well, number one, you'd be glad to know that there are still a lot of young men and women in this nation that are willing to make this commitment.
Hell
to serve
yeah.
their
USA! 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 Hell yeah, Coach. Love to hear that, obviously. Love to hear that.
Well, every generation has that group of people that have a spirit to serve. And so all of our young men and women here, our Corps of Cadets, our players, they have that spirit to serve. And they enjoy being part of a team and being part of something much bigger than themselves. And I think that contributes to our ability to succeed here, even with guys, as you mentioned, that may not be 4 or 5 star prospects, any stars at all. They're developmental guys, oftentimes smaller. If we had a track meet against the teams we play, we might not win the track meet, but our guys play together. They care about each other, and they're very committed to playing for this team. And so, we've got a great administration here. I've been very fortunate. When I took the job here 11 years ago, there was a commitment by our institution to get this program turned, and so we do get a lot more time than maybe I think the lore out there would suggest. We still get our meeting time. We get an opportunity to lift with our guys and train them and practice. And we do all of our practices in the afternoon. That just fits the schedule at the academy a lot better. But we're able to get our time with the guys, and I think that allows us to remain competitive.
Every morning they're hip, right? And that is an every morning thing, isn't it? Yeah, we're talking like full commitment to Army.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Every morning.
Well, there is a revelry in the morning, and they wake up. They've got a wake up call. They've got a morning formation. there's a cannon that goes off in the mornings at 6 a.m., and that's kind of the official start of the day. And our guys are up. Our entire campus is up and moving before that, and so they've got a pretty action-packed day with classes and their requirements from a company standpoint, the military requirements, and then with their practices and meetings and all those things, evening study periods. So it's a packed day, but they handle it. They all do a good job of taking care of their business.
Yeah, it makes sense why your team's coming together. I mean, it takes a special person to be able to handle all of that. I would not be able to.
No way.
I mean, I didn't attend class just because I would like to nap. And
Sure.
that is why I'm very thankful that there are people that obviously are playing for your team that can handle it all. Connor has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, with how the season's going, and you look across, to your rival with Navy and how their season's going, obviously you guys are in the same conference now. Has the thought crossed your mind yet that, hey, we might be playing Navy in the conference championship, and then, of course, for the Army-Navy game the next week, that you guys might be playing back-to-back games?
Do they still have a football program at that
Oh!
Love
it. Undefeated.
Yeah, pretty good.
Also pretty good.
Well, we're going to worry about this game this weekend. It's the only one we can do anything about, and East Carolina's got a good football team, well-coached team, and I assure you that that's the only game we're concerning ourselves with right now.
I respect that answer so much. It's back there, though.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Coach, yeah, we understand. Let's go to Hammer, Dahn. Tone Diggs has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, anytime, Army, Navy, Air Force has this incredible offense that is just, it feels like it's a machine. You guys it always starts with the quarterback, and you guys have Bryson Daly, who's a senior who has 20 touchdowns through 6 games, which is insane. I think he's averaged like 3 rushing touchdowns a game. Can you just talk about him a little bit in his senior leadership, starting at the quarterback position?
He is a tremendous leader. He's done a really good job with our team, even through last year. When you're the starting quarterback of a college football team, there is an expectation that you provide leadership, not just for the offensive unit, but I think for the entire team. And he's become the face of the program. His performance certainly has helped us win a lot of football games this year, but the things that he does, aside from what everybody sees, just his practice habits, his work ethic in the weight room. If you sit in a meeting with Bryson Daly and our offense coordinator with the quarterbacks meetings, he's very engaged and asks great questions and recognizes and sees things that need to be discussed. And he's just a terrific kid. He's a coach's kid, so he's a great competitor. He's been around football his whole life, and he's playing the best football he's ever played right now. So I'm glad he's on our team. I'm really proud of him and happy that he's able to contribute to our success.
Coach, is he one of the guys, or how many presidents do you think you have on your roster right now? Future presidents. How many future presidents do you think?
Well, I'm around them every day, so sometimes I wonder how they get through classes every day. But we got several guys that I'm sure would have a great political career if they chose to do that. I don't know if any of them will, but there's plenty of guys that probably would do a great job.
Well, an undefeated season at Army would certainly help in it all. We can't thank you enough for joining us. Good luck the rest of the way, Coach.
It's my pleasure, guys. Go have a great day. Beat Navy.
Hell yeah.
There it is.
Thinking about it. Coach Monken.
Yeah, Coach.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Yeah, legend.
Hey, you still got a team there? Yeah, they're playing great as well.
Yeah, they're very
Also
good.
undefeated.
It is pretty wild to think that they, in this modern era, new world, 12-team playoff.
Yeah.
It's like NIL. Now, granted, they have always, paid because it's like a job. You're like signing up for a job.
Right.
So I think it was the Air Force, or maybe it was the Navy. I forget who it was. I wasn't highly recruited out of high school. The Air Force or Navy came and they were like, we would like you to be the kicker for our team or whatever. And then they said, like, this is how it works. This is the amount of money you get paid. And as soon as I heard that, I'm like, I'm getting paid.
Hold on.
I'm going to this.
Whoa.
So I go home. I go to Sally and Tim. I go, these people are going to pay me. And I'm going to kick for them. And my mom and dad are like, you think you're supposed to be going?
Sure.
How do you think that's going to go? Like, let's actually think about it. And then I think Tim started laying out, here's every day for these guys. If you're going to do, you think, I think it was like 500 or 600, but I forget what the payment was each month. You say, you think that's going to make you really? And I was like, all right, we'll keep our options open. We will keep our options open because the commitment is massive.
Oh, yeah.
It is massive. And the classes are very real. Very, very real. It's like the fact that they're able to win and be able to accomplish everything is a beautiful thing. That's why it's a beautiful story.
And it's always a challenge when you're playing against those teams. It's always something different. It's no wonder they lead the nation in rushing. Haven't trailed even yet this season. 6-0 going into this one against East Carolina. But, yeah, anytime you play Army, Navy, I never played against Air Force. Smaller guys, always going to be in the right place. Never going to get tired, and as soon as you miss a gap, as soon as you're not gap sound, boom, it's a quarterback, it's a fullback, it's whoever in this wing T triple option. It's a tough team to play.
You talk about never trailing for a second. Joining us now is a man who is also undefeated at a school that we used to be known for its basketball. Now it's quickly become, this is a football basketball school. Ladies and gentlemen, you can Google him. The only thing that's going to pop up is a very Italian name, and then his record. And guess what it does? It says that this motherfucker wins.
Always.
Head coach of the Indiana Hoosier football team, Curt Cignetti.
Yeah, Coach!
Coach, how are you?
What's up? How you doing?
Hey, listen, last week was chaotic. You were supposed to come to the Thunderdome, 100% on us. Coach got fired, conversation got moved, everything went crazy. Thank you for kind of, dealing with adversity with us and for making an appearance on the program, because we would like to say, since the moment we met you at JMU to what's happening down there just an hour and a half south of here, congratulations, brother.
Love you, Coach.
Congratulations, Coach.
No. We're only halfway through the race, bro.
No. You
congratulations right now.
You've done great things.
I get it. Hey, it's a pleasure to be on your show. Anything for you. Guy from Holiday Park. Do anything for you.
I love that. Pittsburgh guy, West Virginia guy, football guy. Obviously, you get the head coaching gig here at Indiana after the run that you go on at JMU. Obviously, JMU led to one of the greatest game days and greatest shows that we've ever had, and you blessed us with your time. When you get the head coaching job at Indiana, now I know we're only halfway through the race, but people in Indiana have no hope for Indiana football. They haven't. Like, it's a basketball school. How do you come in here this quickly and kind of change mindsets, change cultures? What do you think it is about your programs that you're able to win so quickly?
Well, you got to have a blueprint and a plan, and you got to work it every day, and it's a process. And I've been blessed. I grew up around the game. My dad was a coach, Hall of Fame coach, and worked for a lot of great coaches, learned from a lot of people. And, you got to work your plan every day. And it's about setting expectations, standards, accountability, having a process, a blueprint. But, in our particular situation, we walk in there and we got 10 offensive starters in transfer portal, half our defense. Now, they didn't tell me that in the interview, okay? And I made some comments out there publicly that I usually don't do when I take a job. But when I got here, I just detected this gloom around the program, this hopelessness. So, that night, the first night I'm here with basketball game, I said what I said. I had to get a reaction from the crowd, 17,000 strong, but I also had to set expectations, and what we were going to be about and get people excited. So, we recruited 22 transfers in December in 3 weeks. A lot of guys that were 2 and 3 year starters at the places they'd been in the past, high character guys that could play football, 3 seasons of productivity, good durability. And I felt like on the signing day, we'd flipped the roster. We needed a lot of new faces here. Oh. And then I got asked for the 15th time, how am I possibly going to get this done? And, I was tired. And that's when I put my head down and finally just said, look, Google me. Okay? I win.
It's one of the greatest. It's one of the greatest lines in the history. And then you go on to do that. And you talk about the gloom around a thing. You need to know, with everything you said and how you handled it coming to Indiana, these people needed it and these people loved it. The Indiana people, pretty similar to Pittsburgh people, pretty similar to West Virginia people too. Hardworking people. They love ball here. Now, it was a basketball state, obviously. Indiana University basketball with Knight, and then basketball with the Pacers. It was a racing city. But then when Peyton gets out here and they really fall in love with the game, this is a football state. And all the Hoosiers fans were just waiting for a reason almost to be a football fan. Have you felt that? And they are very appreciative of you. I married into a Hoosier family, and boy, They absolutely love the fact that a football team is worth talking about as opposed to just being good, like just talking about. And you brought a lot of hope to a lot of people out here, brother.
Well, our fan base, without a doubt, is way over the top. Can't contain themselves right now. And we're selling out the stadium now, and they're making T-shirts and towels and all kind of stuff, and it's been pretty. It's been fun. I really couldn't understand why people thought it was so hopeless. I think any P4 program with the proper commitment from the top can be successful. Hire the right guy with the blueprint plan, right people, players and coaches. And I felt like, would be pretty good, but we had to put it on the field. And, I was kind of surprised. First game of the year, we go out and play FIU. We got about a 3-score lead at halftime, right? Come out second half, and like half the people had left. I was like, what's this? And I brought it up in my press conference. But every week after that, the stadium, more capacity, more fans, stay until the end. I mean, I really appreciate the support we're getting. We'll have a great crowd on Saturday.
Yeah, the text message you sent to everybody is a hilarious move, an aggressive move, but then to back it up and win the game, it's like you got it. Like everything you've said you're going to do, you do. And I think in Indiana, Hoosier people, they're like, this Italian has not lied to us yet. Mm-hmm. Right? We should at least go support this guy, and they will. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about continuing to build out here in Bloomington. D-Buddy got a question for you.
Yeah, absolutely building a monster, but you mentioned it. You've been around coaching and football your whole life. It's kind of a new generation. I was recruited by kind of a hard-nosed, no-nonsense coach trying to build a football program at a basketball school, Randy Esso at UConn at the time. How has it been recruiting this new generation and kind of re-recruiting your own guys with, the transfer portal and everything that's going on?
Yeah, well, the influx of transfers really helped us. We brought a core group of JMU guys with us that had come from a championship program, knew how the program was run. They facilitated the culture change. The other transfers, too, had been from teams that had been in bowl games. The guys that stayed had chips on their shoulders, something to prove. So I saw the culture change in January. And, I'm a little bit old school, in my approach. But good players want to be coached, and they want to be held to high standards. And that's what we have here, a lot of guys that really want to be good. From a recruiting standpoint, obviously, the more you win, the more doors that are going to be open to you. The one thing about the portal is, we're a veteran team when you look at us. I mean, I'm going to have to do this again next year. Yeah. But you still want to sign 15 to 20 guys a year and create the foundation of the house. So nobody in this program right now is satisfied. There's no warm fuzzies. Everybody understands they got to respect the process because, they're all a hero right now. But you don't respect the process and prepare the way you got to be to prepare to be the best you can be on Saturday. You can be a bum next week. What happens Saturday is going to be next week's news. And they understand that and they get it.
They're patting you on the back to soften it a little bit so they can stab you. You said you're old school, and once again, perfect fit for IU because a lot of these Hoosier fans, obviously, Bobby Knight kind of taught them how sports are, and that's what they fell in love with. So I think a lot of Hoosier fans appreciate and can sense how old school you are. Now let's talk a little bit about how you operate. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach, with that old school mentality, what are your practices like? I assume you guys get after it pretty hard, at least a couple days a week, but what is kind of the weekly schedule when it comes to preparation for your games?
Yeah. Well, one thing about me is I'm kind of a time management efficiency kind of guy. Like I'll come in the office 2 hours before the coaches to plan the day and organize it so we're efficient. I'm a short practice guy, but we'll get done in an hour and 40 minutes. Well, most people get done in 2:15. Yeah. I mean, when we're on that field, it's constant motion, a lot of reps. But I believe in keeping them fresh, physically and mentally, for Saturday. I mean, nowadays with MRIs, X-rays, they find everything. So you got to keep them healthy. And we got some areas we're not real. We don't have a lot of depth. Let's face it. So we can't afford an injury in a place or two. But I like to get on and off the practice field. And we're the same way in the office. We come in, we get our work done. I don't make them stay till 10 at night. When your work's done, leave. You know what I mean? I'm in at 4:30 in the morning. I don't ask them to be. So I've got coaches on my staff been with me 9-10 years. My two coordinators, I hired them for $6,000 at the D2 level. Now they're Big Ten coordinators. And they'll be in high demand. But I've got a lot of people who have been with me a long time. But the players like the way we run the program. Because I think people don't like when you waste their time. Like, keep a guy in a meeting for 2 hours when you get it done in an hour and 15 minutes. Be on the field 2.5 hours when you get it done in an hour 35. So, but by the same token now,
gotta go.
We're going to hold you accountable. There's no BS. Like, you buy in or you buy out. You know what I mean? But like I said before, good players want to be coached, and they want you to develop them to be the best they can be.
Everything you said there, every player on this stage was like, hell yeah. That is exactly what you want to hear. Obviously, you're going to be hardworking during that time, but we don't need the waffle. We don't need to waste anybody's time here. We don't need to be desk watching this entire thing. Now, speaking of that, there is a couple added little adversities maybe that I don't know if you've had to deal with. How old are you, Coach?
I am 63 going on 42.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Well, I'm not 42 yet, so that sounds like 42 is a good age. I still got a lot to look forward to because you're crushing it. AQ has a question for you about this new Big Ten world.
Yeah, Coach, the Big Ten obviously expanded west, and I'm just wondering, how does that affect your travel schedule? Are you guys able to go out on Thursdays? And do you think it's as big deal? I think you guys were the only win up until this past weekend out west. Do you think it's as big of a deal as they've been making out?
Oh, that's a good question. So I got a certain way I do things, right? And I've learned from a lot of people, but I like to have our Friday walkthrough here and our meetings here, so the guys don't miss class in the morning. And I like to get to the hotel as late as possible. I don't like spending a lot of time in a hotel, and we'll get there, feed them, maybe have a quick meeting in the evening, and get up and play. So, my weight guy and my director of football ops, they've got all these designs, like go out Thursday, this is what you got to do. Well, I mean, we played out at Weber State, Utah State, some of those other places before. You know what I mean? No. We ain't doing that, guys. We're going to get there as late as possible. Okay, we're going to wake up and we're going to play the game and we're going to come back. That's what we did. We got to the hotel about 8 o'clock at night, right? Ate our meal, went to bed, woke up, played 3:30, kicked their ass, and came home.
Coach, you're the best, man.
Love this guy.
Me too.
Yeah.
I am so thankful you stopped by. Obviously game day has eyes on Bloomington. And if that was the case, we'd be so incredibly lucky to get a chance to experience Bloomington with you at the helm of a football team that is a true dog in this 12-team playoff hunt in the Big Ten. We appreciate you, Coach.
Thanks, man. We got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, don't fuck it up, Coach.
Saturday, and get you people down here. So
yeah, please. I'm tired. I got to fly to Eugene. I got to fly to Berkeley. Let's not fuck this up. Let's tell the boys, okay? Bloomington's an hour down south. Let's win. We need to win.
I hear you, bro.
You're the best.
I know you're tired of traveling. I got to get you out my house, too. You got to see this house I got. But anyway.
Hey, money goes a long way in Indiana.
Yeah, we got to have 3 great days so we can get her done on Saturday and get you guys down here.
All right. I appreciate that, Coach. I can't wait to see you and would love to see the house, too. Head coach at IU down there on that lake. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, are you on the lake?
I got a pool, a hot tub, a tennis court, a basketball court, putting green.
Putting green. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, head coach at Indiana, Curt Cignetti. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach.
He's the greatest, dude.
The man.
He's the greatest. And their team's real deal. They put teams away.
Oh, yeah.
They will pull away. They are not. Indiana fans are like, what is this? Like, normally it's coming the other way. They're like, nah, foot on throat. Hour 2 on the other side.
Last week, I have no idea what to expect. I will say, since Kirk Herbstreit is rolling around in a Bentley right now to a plane, Nick Saban will be the holder today for the field goal kicking contest. $80,000. Rob McElwainey's here, obviously absolute dog, owner of Wrexham, obviously his soccer team, and also It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I think you have 10 other investments. This guy might be a billionaire. I have no idea, but he is awesome and entertaining. Kyle, you're a junior here, correct?
Yes, that's correct, Pat.
Have you ever talked any trash about kickers before?
Of course I have, Pat. Come on now.
This was his sign that he brought today. This guy. Is there anything you'd like to say to him before your first hold on TV?
Good luck, man. That's all I can tell you. I'm rooting for you.
Did you ever hold before?
Yeah, when I was in high school. That was a long time ago.
Okay, you're going to do great. Rob, former soccer player, maybe sign him to Wrexham after he makes this kick or no?
Look how confident he looks. I mean, I would be shaking. He seems very, very confident. I think he's going to make it.
Go! Go! 80,000, Kyle! All you got to do is put it through the uprights. Nick Saban, the greatest of all time, on the call. Oh, no. Spiral. Throw a completion down the left side.
Wow. I say give him another kick.
Rob, he immediately blamed the holder. Okay.
I don't know, but it looked like it was coming back. It wanted to come back. If it had a little bit more distance, it might have gone in.
Coach Saban, does he deserve another kick, you think, or what? Oh, no, Steve, bad throw.
Another kick.
I wanted to make Coach dive.
That's smart, yeah, make him play. Coach, you think he deserves another shot?
Let's give him another shot.
Okay.
Make it.
This one for $100,000, Kyle. Nick's looking out for me here, a little bit of coaching.
Rob,
what was your
right
did you graduate?
I did not go to college, so I've adopted Oregon as my home.
If you were to go, would general social sciences be your thing? Hey, hold on, Kyle. Good luck.
Come on, Kyle.
$100,000 in Oregon. Oh, what about? Hey, all right, Kyle, I feel like you hustled me a little bit.
Yeah.
Your second kick was so much better than your first. Shout out to Nick for the hold.
How important is the holder?
Hold is the most important.
Great, man. Congratulations. That's great.
This thing is getting expensive.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig.
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this White Wednesday, October 16th, 2024. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Football is awesome. Football is amazing. We just got done talking to Coach Monken of Army and Coach Cignetti of Indiana. And obviously, Coach Monken's been on the program before. It's great to catch up with him. The Army boys are undefeated. Phenomenal work over there. Cignetti is bringing something to Indiana football that I don't think these Indiana people even knew was possible.
No way.
The way he goes about operating, he is perfect for that gig. You know, he's old school. Yeah, I'm old school, yeah. Our guys, we didn't want shit yet. We're undefeated, do the entire thing. Invites me to his house down there. We're obviously going to have to make that happen. But that chat with him, I think, has a lot of schools who are potentially in a bad spot, wondering to themselves, well, how come we didn't hire this guy? How come he was at JMU?
Yeah.
Before that, he was at like IUP. He was at Alabama at one point alongside Saban as an assistant coach. He's been up for these jobs, but because he's 63 years old or whatever, a lot of these schools didn't want to hire him. And he said, what are we talking about? I'm a coach till I'm 100 years old.
Yeah.
My dad, football coach, literally his entire life. My age don't mean nothing. I've been having a good time. And Indiana's like, we'll hire Cignetti.
Yeah.
And then Cignetti comes in, flips the culture, flips the roster, flips the team, which is possible with this new era. You know, a lot of people talk coming into the season about how NIL and transfer portal are going to ruin college football. And it's like, there have been some things, I think, that have been lessened. But if you start talking about all the things that have been gained from that, like Vandy becoming a team that can dance, and sell Nashville, and the coach Jerry bringing in, and Diego Pavia being able to do it, it's like that doesn't happen without NIL, transfer portal in the modern world right there. Indiana, what they've been able to do here in Bloomington, reignite a football fan base that they didn't even know they had. You don't think that school in Indiana and the state is better when their football team's rolling? Well, the reason why it is because of the transfer portal. He started an NIL collective for the football team whenever he got here. You're talking about transforming a situation because of the modern rules. You know, there's a lot of good coming as well. New rivalries happening, close games, electrifying matchups in the middle of October and going into November that we never thought we could have had. Georgia's playing Texas this weekend. I mean, it is awesome to be alive. And we're lucky to talk about all of it. The Talks Table's here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Con, man, I know there was a time you were trying to figure out what college team was going to be your team, and you were wearing a West Virginia hat a lot.
Yeah, I was. Yesterday, in fact.
Okay, so West Virginia's your college team that you're pulling for this year? Or not?
Absolutely not. I mean, of course, I support the troops always, Army and Navy. Those are two of my squads. But
they still playing football at Navy is what Coach Monken said.
Yeah, not too shabby. I think I'm going to ride or die with Sig for the rest of my life. I don't care where he goes. It's going to be hard not to root.
You picked App State right in Sig's face last year at JMU.
And on game day, I also told Sig, hey, I apologize the next day. But in that little run there, I said, Sig's leaving this dump. And what did he do? He left. And granted, calling it a dump is a little bit of a stretch.
You're in the moment. It's like when I said stupid Oregon State. I didn't mean stupid Oregon State. Exactly. I was just in the moment.
Yeah. JMU.
Just like Sig said. Sig said, I'm in front of 17,000 people. Obviously, I need to make them change their expectations. So he cuts a promo in the middle of a basketball game and basically says, who do we hate?
Purdue.
And then who else?
And Ohio State.
Yeah. And everybody in there was like,
okay.
IU football coach is calling out Ohio State.
Interesting.
Okay. We'll see how this works, bud. And then all of a sudden,
he backs it up.
Yes, he does. And they're filling it up. 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler is here. D-Bucks, he said a lot of things that scratched me where I itch if I was to sign up to play for that particular team, but he is an accountability guy.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And he mentioned it. You know, good players want to be coached, and they want to play against good competition. You know, he's in the Big Ten, so you're going to play against big schools. You're going to play against NFL talent. And if you're winning, you'll continue to get recruits from other schools. Maybe, hey, it's not working out there. It's not fitting in there. And based on how he talked about his culture, obviously the group of players he brought in, the coaches that he's been with for a decade, like that is very instrumental when you talk about building a culture and setting the tone within a meeting room. So I'm hopeful that he just stays here. I'm hopeful that one of these big schools don't come and pluck him out of
He's too old. That's what they basically all saying he was too old.
Going on 42. And after listening to him talk, I believe
him.
Whatever Coach Sig says, I believe. I'm buying it too. So that's the kind of guy you want running the program. So I hope he continues to build and dominate here.
They got Nebraska this weekend.
Here we go.
So this is a huge game.
6.5 point.
Love Matt Rule too. He's a team. He obviously has a great track record. But,
agreed.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, and I think Bloomington's going to fill it up. You know,
yeah.
This game is played at noon. It is the big noon kickoff game, I believe. Congrats to Sig.
Yeah.
Having that be the case in Indiana this late into the season already. They're obviously sitting at 6-0, 3-0 in the Big Ten. Nebraska 5-1, 2-1 in the Big Ten, but they're 1-0 on the road.
Ooh.
Will Matt Rule be able to continue that? Let's go to 12-year NFL vet, Super Bowl champion, player coach Jackie Moon of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, AQ Shipley. Penn State a little worried about fucking the Cignetti coming through?
No, but
What?
but I will say this: like he should clip that because I'm telling you, like anybody that has an old school mentality. I know AJ watched that and is fired up. JJ's coming on. I'm sure he was fired up. Anybody that's played football appreciated what he just said. Like if I have a 16 through 18-year-old son that's getting recruited, I'm saying listen to this guy. Listen to this guy right now.
So I think he understands too. Like Indiana, the players we're going to get versus like the players Alabama.
Good high school football here too.
Agreed. You got a lot of talent here. Terry McLaurin, obviously, every single week is a great, but there's some offensive linemen.
Take care.
Yeah, there's a lot of good Indiana football here that he'll recruit, but I think he knows like his style guy that he needs. Like he's not, if he was at Alabama, I assume he's going to be recruiting and operating differently in how he goes about his stuff. But like him, he knows his guys. He finds his guys. He brought over a bunch of guys from JMU. How about his offense coordinators? They've been with me about a decade. These guys, $6,000 from where D2. Now they're hot commodities around. It's like he knows his people, I think, and being able to find it, especially if you're able to compete financially in the recruiting process and being able to pay guys a little bit, which they've been able to do in basketball because the basketball team is obviously the thing. But now that they have a football one, it's like, why not Cignetti?
Their brand of football is fun too. Like that's kind of the one thing that I've always said about Iowa is like they're never really going to be. They don't get the athletes because they don't throw the ball a bunch. They run, so they're always going to have the linemen and tight ends like. Indiana scores like 50 points a game, so like they can like some of these like big time receivers that are in the state who maybe typically always went to like a Notre Dame or something like that. Like you look at what Indiana does offensively, it's like, oh no, I can go there and I'm going to get 15 opportunities to catch the ball on Saturdays. Like that makes a big difference too.
Indiana is averaging 47.5 points a game this season. Damn. That is the second most in all of FBS, trailing only Miami. The Hoosiers have scored 40 plus points in 5 straight games, which is the longest streak in school history, obviously. So it's exciting football. It's tough football. It's accountable football. I'm going to have to do this all again in January. We have to go through the transfer portal, but we got about 15 guys we signed out of high school. So got to build pillars of the house. Think we're doing that while we're bringing in our team. We got our guys, but we haven't. It's not all, what do you say, puffies? It's all
warm fuzzies.
Warm fuzzies. It's not all warm fuzzies. We haven't won anything yet, but it is nice. It is nice what we're doing. He's the best.
They're awesome.
And just having Sig in your name.
Yeah, incredible.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, has a bird in his name, AJ Hawk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hawker.
Ohio State.
Look out.
I just asked Penn State. Ohio State needs to potentially start. What? Who's that? Oh, that's a big cigarette.
For real.
Smell those
I'm with
sticks?
you, man.
Go ahead.
I'm with you. I mean, Indiana's absolutely for real. And what AQ, he hit it on the head. When Sig said, I don't like to waste their time and we like to get on and off the practice field. I'm like, yep, that's all we need to hear. That's very, both those things are very important.
On and off the practice field, in and out of meetings, too. Don't need a 2-hour meeting, but an hour and 15 will do the trick.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need that. It's like players will be like, okay. Now, in those moments, though, we're in it.
You better be there. Yeah, you better. Yeah, that hour and 40 you're on the field. I'll run all day if you know, like, hey, this is all for a specific reason. We get our conditioning done through practice. All of this. Yeah, I think players absolutely appreciate that.
Things only happen fast, though, if they happen right. Because the restarts or the redo, do-over, like replay, like that is what takes forever. So if they're able to do it fast, that also means like that's the plan, but they're executing as well, which is very evident whenever they play ball.
Yeah.
Congrats to them. AJ, let's pivot away from college ball. Shout out to Cignetti. You've had a night now to kind of reach out to Aaron, maybe?
Sure.
Right, that's probably the right answer.
Yeah.
Maybe all your ex-Green Bay Packer friends and former teammates about Davante and Aaron joining back together. What are your thoughts on this glorious Wednesday after seeing Davante pop his head into the conversation, spin a football, hamstring's good, thank you for asking, he says, whenever we bring that up, because everybody's assuming that wasn't real. He's like, it is real. I had 2 Crunchwrap Supremes, no sour cream with this hamstring over the last 2 weeks. It is good to go, seemingly. What are your thoughts on Aaron and Davante getting back together, and what have you been told by any of the sources in your Rolodex of a phone?
Well, I mean, I haven't really sat there and worked the phones really to figure out any kind of new information, but I just saw Davante posted a pic of his new cleats that he has with our Jets color, so that looks pretty good. I feel pretty good about that. I love those green matte ones.
The green ones are very clean.
Oh, boy. But, I mean, do you think he comes in and it's like a seamless – I would assume Davante plays this week, obviously, and I hope they try to find – you don't want to force it, but get that dude involved early, man. I think it just brings juice to the whole team.
He is playing this weekend. It was basically said yesterday, I think. And I think he's playing full. I think it's going to be a full.
Oh, yeah. Every play.
I think he's out there. And it could potentially be the Odell Beckham Jr. situation. As soon as he joins the Rams, if you do recall, I think Odell had a touchdown every single game. And I think the first pass in the first game in which he joined the Rams, Stafford threw like just a stop route to OBJ on the outside. And it was like, hey, very apparent we're going to get the ball to this guy. Because every conversation about him in Cleveland was he wasn't getting the ball. The guy won't throw me the ball. There's videos being made by my dad. And he gets in there. Same exact thing with Davante. Now, I also think if he's even on the field and there's a thought that he's going to be able to accomplish that, that opens everything up for Garrett a lot. I mean, this is a great move. And then the Buffalo Bills, AJ, they bring in Amari Cooper. What a move. But it feels like there was 2 big name, big trades yesterday in the AFC East. I like that move as well.
Yeah, this is and what did Amari posted something, right? He didn't seem like he was too upset to leave Cleveland, am I right?
Move or rust or something like that.
So meaning like they weren't using him like they should, or they weren't getting the production that he deserves. Is that what he's saying?
I think he was saying if I stay here too long, I get rusty.
Yeah.
Nice route.
Makes sense.
It was a great route. And I had the Hembo stat that got sent over, something about like his average touchdown length is like 27 yards or something like that. I forget the
career.
Yeah.
He's known to be able to score from anywhere.
Is what Hembo said in this entire thing. And it's like, if Josh Allen adds that piece to the puzzle, which they had with Stephon, even though the last 2 years it has not gone great statistically for the deep ball, it's like, add another explosive playmaker. If he's anything, now, there is a chance because of what was traded. Maybe the Cleveland Browns see this guy in practice. They say, this guy can't catch a football anymore.
He lost.
This guy got the yips.
Yeah.
This guy just can't catch a football anymore.
Yeah.
And they feel like they just absolutely fleeced the Buffalo Bills with this trade. There's maybe that is the case. Maybe Amari just completely forgot how to play football, can't catch a ball anymore, and everything like that. But if you just think about what Brady is going to do with Amari Cooper, you have to immediately agree. The Buffalo Bills got a lot better yesterday. And the Cleveland Browns made a decision to get rid of one of their best players. Like, what does that say about the Raiders? What does that say about the Browns? I don't want to keep harping on that, but that's a pretty big decision this early in the season to do that. And what you just gave? Is it the Browns?
I mean, they are. I would say both receivers are a little older, so it's not like moving on from them will be like trading, Max Crosby in still in his 20s.
That was D-Bot that said that.
No, I'm just
not happening, D-Bot.
Hey, I've been saying it for the last couple of weeks. Davante Adams is still in the prime of his career, but I can see you moving off him, especially those 2 years left in his contract that aren't guaranteed. And then for the other side, for the buyers in a situation like New York, hey, I'm getting a great piece that I know fits in with the quarterback, knows the offensive system, will be a seamless fit, is going to be a great player. And the same thing with Amari Cooper. Maybe he's not where Davante Adams is, but he's a wide receiver that can run the complete route tree and has a complete understanding of the game, of coverages, of situations, of routes, of time and space, and all those different things. It's going to help that young group of pass catchers, also get open. And then, Joe Brady wants to run the football, and that offensive line, they want to run the football as well. So I think both of these situations, I think it's good on the buying end, and I can see where they're coming from, I guess, on the selling end too, with both teams.
Yeah, and I guess, the Cleveland Browns are just moving on from Amari Cooper, who hasn't been great for them this year, is what they'd say.
Yeah.
So this isn't a statement of any kind, but
what has?
Exactly. Just a few months ago, Davante was the pillar of the Raiders, what they were going to build around.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's on another team. It's wild. It's crazy. We're going into week 7. It is
going to heat up.
We got coaches fired. We got big name trades happening.
Happens quick, huh?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
We got quarterbacks getting benched. It has been an insane football season thus far.
You guys always talk about it
Bryce
too.
Young.
It's like,
Jacoby.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought I missed another.
Completely forgot that happened. And then, they look good the week after he got benched, but then they've kind of gone back down to earth. It's like that didn't really.
Did you see that clip where the commentator basically says about Bryce Young on the sideline, he'll learn from a true professional.
Yeah, tough timing.
And then Andy Dalton throws a pick six less than 2 seconds later.
And ends the game.
Yeah, less than 2 seconds
Sanchez, I believe Sanchez, was it Sanchez maybe?
Yeah.
Or somebody, but I think
Sanchez.
they acknowledged it later.
That's why it's weird because Sanchez has been so good. So him kind of doing the commentator curse for Andy Dalton, I did not
He
see
keeps
that
it
coming.
light. He's a goofball on the call.
Yeah,
which I like.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of, by the way.
He's also got the ponytail haircut that everyone's crazy about right now.
It's like slip back.
He doesn't really know what's going on sometimes.
What? What do you mean?
Some of the things he says about some of the players maybe haven't happened or didn't, some things
Like
he doesn't
what?
know
Give an
everything
example,
about.
Gump.
I watched him commentate the Dolphins Patriots. It was tough, okay?
Yeah,
It's bad enough. It's bad enough I had to watch the whole thing, but him commentating like he knew what was going on with either of those teams was absurd.
He was in the AFC East.
It was a tough game.
He did mention that the Dolphins, they need to hurry up and get this playoff, snap the ball with about 20 seconds left on the play clock.
Well, he saw the wrong clock. These are things that we like Mark Sanchez.
I love Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
Sanchez.
One of the best plays in the history of the New England Patriots is because of Mark Sanchez.
Okay. All right, listen. This is not right. I like
Mark Sanchez. That's what I led with.
Okay. All right. Did you hear what Chubb said to the city of Cleveland?
Yeah.
Very sweet.
How about that?
I was very passionate. Now, Connor and I both agreed that he's on our fantasy football team, so we would like him to think he owes us as well.
Yeah, you better back it up.
Yeah, because this entire thing. But his letter to the city of Cleveland was awesome. He said, you want to hear what Browns told my agent, by the way? When my agent called me to tell me the news, he said, I've never actually had a front office tell me anything like this, but they said that part of the reason they never entertained cutting you is because of how much you mean to the city. That really meant the world to me, says Chubb. Look, I know the deal. I had no guaranteed money left. The Browns had all the leverage. They could have left me high and dry like so many guys in this league, but they had my back. You, Cleveland, had my back. That's enough talking for me. There's only one thing left to do now. I got to pay you back. These rocks ain't going to move themselves. Let's work, says Nick Chubb. More like a mountain, seemingly, for what the Browns have been through thus far, but the Rocks are certainly a way to. They're a different team with him. right? Chubb
Oh, yeah.
is a different.
He's awesome.
He makes a team immediately different because of how he can run the rock. Sounds like he is very, very motivated to play well for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, and it's good for, I guess, Cleveland to get some positive pub for once, too. Like, it's not that often where players or coaches or pundits are saying anything positive about Cleveland. So, yeah, good for him. I guess he's giving props to the organization as well as the fans in the city. So, yeah, he seems to be perfect for Cleveland. You kidding me? Doesn't say much at all. Just goes to work every single day.
Have we heard anything out of Detroit? Have we heard anything about what Detroit's trying to do or what they're thinking about doing, Foxy?
I haven't heard a single thing. The only thing they did yesterday was sign McNeil, which was a big deal. But, yeah, no one really knows what they're going to do.
Okay, I got an idea. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, he's one of the only members of the Houston Texans Ring of Honor. He's a future first ballot Hall of Famer. And this past weekend, his CBS co-host reminded him that he doesn't come to a lot of those shows. Every single week he joins us. This week we got a brand new seg with him. Former Pizza Hut delivery driver, JJ Watt. Jage, I can't wait for hashtag Ask Jage, which we will do here in a few moments. Got some good questions. Became number one trend in the United States of America. People wanted to ask you questions.
People got some questions.
Yeah, people got a lot of questions. That was literally the photo I sent to you, a screenshot with a finger circle there. Finger circle on screenshot there. Just letting you know where it was. Didn't know if you couldn't see it. Just had to point out what was going on with your name, Jage. Did you feel that?
I felt it. I did feel it. I was up a little early this morning. You were clearly up early yourself, so I was excited to speak to you right upon waking, and it was enjoyable. Also trying to figure out, I was just listening in for the last couple of minutes. AJ said Cleveland doesn't get a lot of love. I mean, I feel like for the past few years we've talked exclusively about how incredible their defense is, about how they've had a window. Been trying to give them a lot of love.
You're right, Judge.
They've gotten a lot of it. I just feel like I don't disagree that it might be ending at the current moment. But the Chubb thing was awesome.
Age, what Jage is saying is...
Yeah, what Jage isn't wrong, but I'm not talking about Jage. I'm talking about other people. And I live in Ohio, so I hear, people take their frustrations out and they ask me, like, well, what's going on? Just the Browns being the Browns. So I guess the collective feel of what's going on.
Oh, you're talking about, hey, let's go to Hammer, Dahn. What do they say about that team over there in Cleveland, Tone?
What was it? Same old Browns. That's what it was.
Okay, yeah. That's what I think that's what Age is talking about. He's talking about Tone and a lot of the national people that just assume that the Cleveland Browns are gonna mess it up. And boy, it feels like we're in the middle of that right now.
Yep.
And I think it's from ownership, not even from GM or head coach. So GM and head coach kind of sit in a position where it's like, we didn't even make these, but now we're
kind of taking all the bullets.
And then their guy.
I mean, the Chubb letter was sick, though. I mean, if you don't go out there and, win this week and Chubb plays well and you got that going, who knows? Get that ball rolling, baby. But I can get behind that.
You're right. You can definitely start rolling, especially if Chubb gets rolling. And I appreciate that letter to the fans, but let's make sure fantasy, we remember.
You have to put on.
It looked so good on paper a couple years ago. Went and got Deshaun, invested in the O-line, still got Chubb, Miles Garrett, defense. There's an award. Like, just they drafted well. Like,
what happened?
Yeah, they got the uniforms. They switched their uniforms back to these good ones.
The elf.
Like they were rolling.
Let's head to Hammer, Dahn. What happened, Tone?
Same old Browns, Pat.
Okay.
Same old Browns.
That's what.
Thanks for the update.
That's what everybody says, Jage.
I mean,
that's why.
Yeah.
That's why Jage was. That's why Age was saying that to you, Jage. Now let's talk about Detroit. That's not the same old.
No.
That's actually the brand new Lions. And you know what they need, Jage?
A lot of. I mean, what do they need, Pat?
They need a premier pass rusher.
Yeah.
Don't they?
You need a bad Jage.
Maybe a big white one too.
Big white
one.
His numbers in the 90s, maybe.
Yeah. A big white pass rusher.
Plays great at Ford Field all the time.
Yeah, because then there
will be... Ford Field. Love playing at Ford Field. Big fan. Big fan of playing at Ford Field.
How about the unis? I know you're a big uni guy. Oh, that's a good uni.
Wow.
Oh my God. What do we have we contemplated?
I look cool. I look good.
Yeah, you do look cool. You do look
Might
good.
wear the All Blacks in the playoffs.
The Motor City muscle. Yeah, what do we think?
I love Detroit, man. I love Detroit. Detroit's a great city. I love what Dan Campbell's doing. I love the 16 times too large podium they got going on up there. I love it all, man. Hell yeah. Great. They got a good run. I mean, it really, really sucks that Aiden went down, man. He's literally playing at the top of the top. I mean, literally defensive player of the year conversation, no doubt, leading every category. It sucks, man. It really sucks, especially an injury like that. Pretty unbelievable. He finished the sack with a snapped leg. Just a pure badass move. I mean, if you're going to break your leg, what a badass way to do it, getting a sack. But those guys are still in great position. Obviously, you're never in as good a position when you use a guy like that, but Dan Campbell's building something special up there. They're an absolute wagon, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them against the Brian Flores defense because they're putting up points at an incredible rate, and Flores is great, so it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Flores is throwing heat this year. I'm excited to see what he does to try to get the Detroit Lions offense off their game. And obviously, Aiden Hutchins, we're big fans of. Big fans of Hutch. The human, the player, absolute bummer. But what are they saying up there in Detroit? They're saying maybe Jage, right? Aren't they saying that?
A lot of people are asking for you, J.J. Watt, and I saw your tweet. You said, I love waking up and playing with my kid and drinking my coffee, and I get it, but this isn't about you, okay? This is about the city of Detroit. This is about what was once the worst franchise in the history of all sports, and we're finally back, and we lost our hometown hero, and guess what? There's a new hero. You saw what Kyle Van Noy's doing straight from the couch, okay? And I know you can do that. Detroit needs you, JJ. You could be a hero. We could have a statue of JJ Watt in Detroit. All you got to do is join the Detroit Lions.
Welcome to Detroit City.
You make a lot of good points.
Coffee. MCDC loves coffee.
Yeah.
What's his order again? He takes
2 black eyes, man. 2 espressos in each, about Trenta, 30, 40 ounces. Douche, right to the face, man.
So, coffee, check. Okay, you say you like that. I assume MCDC's okay with Koa just walking around the facility?
He can do whatever he wants.
Okay, so all these things you put out in your tweet, I think we could kind of...
Oh, it's a great team. It's a great setup. I mean, there's no, I don't bullshit you. You definitely sit there and think about things. You think about all sorts of things, and I mean, it's a great situation up there. Check a lot of boxes. They have a lot of great things going on up there. There's no doubt. I'm just really enjoying retired life. I'm not going to lie to you. It's pretty sweet.
Have you talked to him? You talked to anybody in Detroit? Or your agent?
I don't talk to anybody. I don't talk to
Not
anybody.
even your boy?
Yeah, you should talk to your child.
You walk with AQ.
Yeah, you do. And Michael Phelps is with him. You golf with Rombo.
Pickleball with the billionaires is some secret.
Oh, yeah. The Illuminati
Underground
pickleball.
basement.
That's right.
Forgot about that.
No. We got a Burnley. We have a deal to visit Detroit. So Detroit, Burnley, great combination there. So big fan of that. Shout out. You can win a trip to. We're sending somebody from the America to Burnley to watch a game, and we're also sending somebody from Burnley to America to watch the Lions game and a Pistons game.
Okay, so people from the London are getting sent to the America in Detroit?
Correct.
What a good deal.
Don't do that.
That's a good deal.
I mean, this is welcome to Detroit City all over, isn't it? Do we want Burnley to be successful or not? How about these 2 lads coming over to watch a Detroit game? And then the owner of Burnley's like, hey, it's like turf more, isn't it? It's JJ.
Watch this.
And he's doing a whole...
Turning down for Watt.
That'd be some serious commitment to
This is what we do in
contest.
Don't let him watch the Pistons, though.
Yeah, what are you doing, man?
He's almost like trying to make Detroit look bad.
Send him to the Red Wings game.
Yes.
But that might not be it. That might suck, too.
Yeah, I don't know if you should send him to the Red Wings game, especially if they're playing the Penguins. How's it going, Foxy? How's hockey going?
It's early. The boys are just getting the cement out of their skins.
Okay, all right. Let's. Congrats to your Burnley team. There's a chance you can play the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. I would say probably not good for the boys' mojo if you want to kind of ruin the confidence of the Burnley boys. What's that?
You don't want that smoke. You don't want that smoke.
You don't want to be playing Dahn.
Nah, you don't want that
Tough
smoke.
Tough barn.
You think Burnley boys can walk into Pittsburgh down on that?
You don't like Turf Moor is wherever the smoke hounds play or the rats, the river rats.
River rats, you son of a bitch.
Jeez.
I'll come in hot.
Yeah, you need to watch.
No disrespect to anybody on the team, by the way. This is purely with the boys in the studio.
You think Burnley can play right there?
No way.
I don't think
there's no way that's the actual stadium.
Welcome to the jungle, brother.
That looks like a rendering that they want, maybe.
Look at the views.
Station
There's no way
Square.
that's
100%
You can literally
stadium.
feel the Yinzers just going.
Is that a real photograph? That looks
all
like a
over the
rendering.
place.
That looks like a rendering.
Nope.
Yeah.
Heinz Field's right across the river, brother.
Yeah, casino too, Dahn. You really want to make this worthwhile, you know?
Is this GTA?
Oh.
Yeah, it will be. It will be for Burnley. Yeah, we're gonna grand theft their
If that's
spirit.
actually the stadium, that's awesome. Touche. Pittsburgh, potentially, possibly, probably the best location of stadiums in sports if you combine them all.
Correct. That is correct.
Name one better.
Philly.
But I hear you.
The
Philly over there.
Lighthouse.
Philly.
Philly, yeah.
Just because they're in the
Link's
same
right
area.
there.
They're in a parking
Look at
lot.
the view, bro.
One big parking lot.
Look at the
They're
view,
all on the river.
bro.
Is that a real picture?
Yes.
What the hell, D-Bud?
Oh, yeah. Come on.
I don't think that's a
Indy
real
is
picture,
pretty
but
solid.
show the
Yeah,
picture
Indy,
of the other stadium.
Actually.
Indy has, but I think he's just talking like view from stadium, right?
River. Yeah, I'm talking like
Oh,
mountain,
okay.
river, like all that. I'm talking the beauty of the setting.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Puget Sound.
Yeah, with the city behind it.
Yeah, because there's
And
mountain right
baseball.
near there too, right?
Yeah.
Baseball's right there, too.
Yeah.
You could take a boat to the
Yeah.
game in Pittsburgh, too.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but you're hitting dead bodies.
Ride the ferry.
Yeah, you
across.
would
But
Let's do it.
from Lumen Field, you can't really see the water. You're close, but you can't really. Like this, you can get a shot of PNC Park, Heinz Field,
casino.
whatever that rendering was, all in the
Carnegie
same
Science
shot.
Center. Thank you. Yeah, it's all available.
Isn't Cleveland right on the lake? I thought that was pretty cool when I saw that.
Cleveland
but
does
that
have a
place
stadium.
sucks.
Cleveland does have a stadium.
Why do they hate that place? I'm very curious. Why do AJ? Maybe you know, Ohio guy. Why do they hate the Cleveland Stadium so much? I don't mind it at all.
I think it's the owner, right? Like first time I played there, I was like, this place is actually very nice. I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's the owner. The owner wants to have his Patriots place. You know, you need to own everything around it.
A little too windy.
That's probably.
A little bit too windy.
They call it the mistake by the lake, but I think being by the lake is cool. It's always like I always enjoyed playing there. It's a great spot.
We're not talking about the stadium.
Yeah, it's the whole city, they're saying. I do fear, once again. Hey, let's go to Hammer. Dahn. What do they call Cleveland?
Mistake by the lake.
Okay, thank you. That
Oh, it's the whole city? I thought it was the
Yeah.
stadium.
Nope.
No,
whole
yeah, it's
city.
the whole city.
God.
Yeah. That is.
Jeez.
Well, once again, we don't think Cleveland deserves it. I'm just telling you, this is
No,
how
I
a
like
group of people in Pittsburgh feel, and I assume there's some other places. Let's talk about some NFL news, other than just where stadiums are and Burnley getting their asses beat by the Riverhounds.
Yeah.
Right on the river there with a great view.
Yeah.
At least you're getting your ass beat with a great view. That's good. Let's talk about a new view for Davante Adams. He is moving into a mega mansion in New Jersey that Aaron Rodgers calls home, and he'll be playing for the New York Jets now going forward. How big of a move do you think this is, JJ? We've talked about this ad nauseum now for 2 days, gotten everybody's take on it. Seemingly everybody around football that I know thinks that this is a good thing for the Jets team, but Jets are still 2-4 right now, so there's a lot of time to go. How do you view the trade, and what are your thoughts on how it's going to look going forward?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you add Davante Adams to your team, it's going to be a positive and it's going to make you better. I mean, he's a great receiver. He's a great player, has great rapport with Aaron Rodgers from the past, obviously. I think you have to look at it as they're throwing everything possible at this year, knowing that they're trying to make something happen. I mean, they're clearly not playing the way they thought they were. They're clearly not playing the way many of us thought they would be playing the season. So I don't know if desperate is the proper word, but I mean, they're throwing everything at the table here, saying, like, we went all in with Aaron Rodgers. We're trying to win a Super Bowl. So give him what he wants, give him everything he asks for, and let's go out there and try and win this season. Very tough. I mean, you're sitting there at 2-4, and that's that point in a season where 3-4 looks like, all right, let's go, let's do this. 2-5 is like, oh shit, we're going. So this game against Pittsburgh on Sunday night already was going to be an awesome game. Now you add Davante Adams into the mix. It's going to be huge for both these teams' season. Depending on what the Steelers do at quarterback, it's massive for theirs too, because that's going to have huge implications.
Go ahead, AJ.
Jage, how do you think this works out, though, for the Jets? Obviously, they're going all in, but do you think this is a recipe for success? Like, will they be able to get in the playoffs and make a run?
Win a Super Bowl.
Obviously.
I don't know if that's the move that's like all of a sudden. I think Woody Johnson just came out and said that, like, this is the thing that unlocks our whole offense.
Please,
yeah. Ambassador to England, Ambassador Johnson to England. He said that this is the move that unlocks the entire offense. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. I think he's a great player. I think he's really going to make a lot of great plays. But I don't know if I'm, watching that offense. Just changed coordinators, obviously, but I don't know if adding one receiver is all of a sudden going to take a 2-4 team and flip them around to a 7-4 team. Who knows?
What do you
but
think?
I don't think that's the one thing that does it.
What do you think this says about Raiders season and everything like that? Because obviously your name is being tossed around to go to Detroit City, and then Max Crosby's name, not by Raiders, not by Max Crosby. We're just saying.
Don't say it, Pat. We don't need to get in any more trouble here.
D-Butt said it. D-Butt said it earlier today. D-Butt said it earlier today. But let's just say the Detroit Lions wanted to make a massive play for Max Crosby, and Tom Telesco had to look at it. Okay, had to. Like that. That's just. How do you feel about the Raiders? How do you feel about Max Crosby potentially being on the move? Or do you think Max Crosby is the guy that they're going to continue to build around, like they said about him and Davante during the offseason?
I mean, I think Max Crosby's a Raider, man. He said it. Everybody says it. Like, he is a Raider. Now, if I'm the GM, if I'm sitting there in a different position and I have the opportunity to make a massive splash and get a ton of capital for an unbelievable player, and he's open to it, and he wants to go to a contender, a team that can do it, I think you look at it because the Raiders, I mean, just looking at it, now this could be a freezing cold take later, but it doesn't look like they're winning the Super Bowl this year. That's just looking at it, watching like that.
Put on a ticker.
Shocking.
Put on a ticker.
I think you're safe.
Put on a SeatGeek ticker.
Bold.
So obviously you've already got Davante gone, a guy you said you're going to build around. If you could get a massive splash for it and you had the opportunity to do something and Tom Brady can come in and decide as an entire own organization and make it how he wants, I think definitely something to consider. But Max has to be open to it. I don't like it when you don't, if a guy says he wants to be a part of your team and he's done everything right the entire time and he's done everything to be that guy for your franchise, I do not like shipping that guy out because it's not a good message to your locker room. It's not a good message to your fans. It's not a good message to anybody.
Yeah, if you do everything right, still gone. Okay, just keep it on your toes. That's not a good message, especially with Tom Telesco and AP kind of newly trying to build this in their kind of way, which would make you maybe think about, do we need to, which I don't want to say, once again, we love Max Crosby on the Raiders. We think he's a perfect Raider in this entire thing. But let's go to Tom Brady era as well, starting for the Raiders. Have you seen the rules? This guy just doesn't have to work, and then he gets paid $370 million, and then he calls game, and he owns a team.
Pretty good.
And there's a lot of people that are maybe whining about it. So he can't go to any of the meetings that take up all the time that are the actual work, okay? Doesn't have to travel to the facility to do, once again, time to travel to do.
Pretty sweet deal.
But he gets to still call the games. Like, he's not allowed to do any of these things. Now, granted, his inside sources and information is obviously going to be lesser than other commentators, but he also, on the side, he gets to own a team, and teams have been yodeling forever. Going to be a great financial investment, and also he's back on a team. The only human, and D-Butts and I talked about this during the break, the only human in the history of the NFL that deserves it and has earned it, Tom Brady. Congratulations.
Hell yeah, Tom.
Congratulations, Tom. You've earned it. He's an owner of a team. He's getting paid more than anybody else to do commentary, and he doesn't have to, not allowed to do any of the shit, basically, to be a commentator. He's going to miss out on information. I agree. But what are your thoughts on Tom Brady getting ownership? I think it's great for former players to get into ownership. I'm very pumped for him. Good. He's going to be a bazillionaire in no time if he isn't already with all of his investments. And then for commentating, how do you think this affects him, if at all?
Yeah, I mean, from my understanding, he's been operating under these protocols already the entire season. So it's not like this is brand new this week. All of a sudden, he's not going to be doing this. From my understanding, he's been operating under this protocol. So I also have the question of how strict are these? Who's following them? Because, as you know, the production meetings and those meetings the day before the game where you get information from coaches and players and everything, those are a big part of the broadcast and what they talk about. And I have to imagine that even if he's not in those meetings, in the meetings that they have after those meetings, the topics are discussed and the things are talked about because it's crucial to the game. And Kevin's going to be talking about it on the broadcast, and they're going to be bringing those things up. So I would be curious how closely. And then not being allowed to criticize game officials and other clubs, that's the other one that's like, all right, what does that mean? Like, if he questions a roughing the passer call in the game, does that questioning the officials? Or if he says, like, that was a bad call to go for it on fourth down, is that criticizing another club? Where is that line? I don't know.
Yeah, conduct detrimental to the team was used against me a few times for tweets, So to criticize the game or officials or other clubs, they can kind of throw that around, I think, however they want if he's calling a play. What if he does just smart-ass answers? That was a great
where's
call.
the anti-tampering
That was a great call. Yeah.
What happens though? Does he get fined? Does he get fined if he says that? Like what? What's the punishment? I don't get it.
Where are these?
They take away a ring.
He's creative.
And who enforces the rules?
Roger, we know that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so the anti-tampering
fined then,
policy,
maybe.
like he's famous for having some lunches with some of the quarterbacks coming out for the draft. I mean, we've heard about the stuff he's talked to CJ about, Drake May, some of these other guys. That, in my opinion, you could look at that and say, well, hang on. That's him talking to potential draft picks. That's him talking to other teams' quarterbacks. When free agency comes up, is that playing a role? Because he's already talking to those guys. How strict are we taking these things? Because can a guy not have friends?
Yeah, and can a guy not mentor? The greatest of all time. Don't we want that for our league?
Only the Raiders QB now.
Yeah, I guess only Aiden O'Connell, who we saw earlier. He's stuck in a pocket.
Yeah,
He's
unbelievable.
TJ Watt's
Yeah.
crashing Dahn
Yeah.
and just absolutely throwing a seed.
Dahn.
That was without Davante. We saw that earlier. I don't know if you saw that. 3 talking points from week 6 of the NFL season, AJ. First one was TJ Watt is MVP worthy. Let's look at a play. This is the first one he showed. And O'Connell throws an absolute
Bowers snag.
the point
He was getting that ball out quick, man. He was doing a good job.
Exactly. Well, that was AQ's thing. AQ was like, he didn't get any stats here. Actually, the Raiders have a massive play, and TJ is still affecting the game completely, which is why he's saying he's MVP worthy, which you obviously have experience before. Is it best player? Is it most valuable person? That might happen at the end of the year with TJ, is what you were saying.
100%.
Now, you also showcased that Aiden O'Connell, kind of a dog.
Kind of love O'Connell.
Kind of a dog out there. Speaking of dogs, you just mentioned him at
King Henry should also be in that conversation.
Yeah.
He's on his way to another Triple Crown. Like, I've always said a quarterback is the MVP. It's mandatory, but King Henry's doing unbelievable things right now.
so many touchdowns, Derrick Henry. And that's like,
incredible.
What is their red zone now? It's just like, we got 550 pounds back here.
So
that can run.
Stop
and
it.
Then, and then Lamar can do whatever. So tush push was cute. I agree, but not really fun to watch, right? Yeah. We got an extended tush push pretty much. And it's Ricard and it's Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
And it is.
Look at that. He had 132 yards, 2 touchdowns, and it's almost an under. It's not even a topic of discussion. That's an insane game for any running back. Yet Derrick Henry does it, and we're like, oh, yeah, he just played like he normally plays.
Will he get 2,000 yards? Going to have to continue to roll and pick it up a little bit because, first couple weeks wasn't great. They're still trying to figure it out. Remember, Harbaugh said, we're not giving him 25, 30. That's not the entire thing here. And somebody was like, hey.
Roll that playback for a second.
That's what we do here.
AQ, I have a question for you.
Yep.
I'm a D lineman who I love to take the full ball. I like to try and get as close to the ball as I can. I just looked at this picture right here. That is about as far off the ball as I've seen an NFL D-line in a long time. What was worse for you? Would you want a guy tighter to the line or do you want him off?
So it was easier for me when they were tighter.
Short arms.
Really?
Yeah, just because everything's timing, right? Even especially in the pass pro, right? Like I want to punch on my third step. And so when they're further off the ball, that throws off that timing. Now I got to time my punch. And it's, if the guy's right up on me, it's like 1, 2, 3 hands are getting thrown no matter what. Yeah. But when he's off the ball, it's like a half a tick late. Now you're punching, there's nothing there. And you're like, oh, shit, what do I do? And that was the whole thing. We had Leroy Glover as a coaching intern. Leroy Glover's a legend of the game, defensive tackle down when I was in Tampa Bay. And he said he always tried to get off the ball or he always tried to do different things to throw off the timing of the offensive line. And I feel like when you're up tight to the nose of the ball, all our timing is in play.
Okay, so
the number one thing that I tell young D linemen when they ask me for tips on pass rushing and everything, I say an offensive lineman is a creature of habit who wants to set in rhythm. They want to set, punch. Whatever you do, disrupt that rhythm. Either you have to get on them faster or slower. So for me, one of the moves I always liked was I would pop up out of my stance right away. Coaches hate it, but it would all of a sudden freeze that old lineman because I'm not coming any closer to him. So he's like, wait a second, when am I supposed to punch? He's not moving towards me. So that little hesitation that I would give then would change his whole footwork and would give me all the leverage and advantage.
So you'd say, JJ Shark, JJ Shark, JJ Shark, JJ Shark, boo! That's what you do, Halloween version.
Yeah, quarterback.
And that's what you would do. And the tackle would go, whoa! And then you would go, Little swoop doo 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 doo, maybe bull boop doo 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 doo, maybe peck doo 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 doo. That's a sack. Is that what you did?
If this show doesn't win Emmys, I don't know what will.
We don't fucking want.
I mean, this is an Emmy-worthy show.
Anyways,
This show should have all the Emmys.
JJ.
How about an Oscar?
Just stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a movie.
Or a
every day.
Tony. How about a Tony?
That's what we do. A lot of singing.
I want a Tony.
We do a lot of dance. We're not playing the sports Emmys games ever. That ain't ever happening. I'm not doing it. All the people that vote on them, I hate them. They hate me. I hate them. We aren't playing your fucking game. Okay, that is how I feel about sports Emmys. But I'm sure there's a lot of good people out there.
Yeah, of course.
And those who win them, congratulations. They are certainly worthy, and you have earned all of them. Well, that being said, you're not going to see this show winning any of those. No. Maybe a daytime Emmy, though. That would be cool.
That'd be sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Daytime Emmy would be cool. Sports Emmy is this way.
What is that? Were you up against like Days of Our Lives? Like,
Yeah, Kelly Clarkson's show, I think, would probably be up against. That's going to be tough. She can really sing.
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore.
True. Great show.
Jay Hudd.
View.
I think Hudd's. Who?
Steve Wilkos.
The View, I believe, is a daytime Emmy.
Yeah, The View
show.
would be tough. That's a tough one, obviously. But I think we're going to be trying for those, as opposed to the sports ones.
Sure. Some good ones back in the day.
Dude, when Jerry Springer would come walking out with his little card in his hand and his microphone, just what's about to happen?
Maury used to throw down.
Oh,
Ricky Lake.
oh, Ricky Lake.
Yeah.
I
Doc
forgot
Oz.
Sally Raphael. Sally Jesse
Sally Jesse.
Raphael.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Ricky Lake, I forgot.
Geraldo.
Geraldo did have a good one. Steve getting one out of the Jerry one and then becoming more serious than ever.
Yep.
I didn't see that coming.
Me neither.
You're right.
I thought he was going to have the gimmick fights.
Oh, yeah.
Instead, it was like, this guy's a pedophile, has had sex with 4 kids. Steve's like, is that right? Take a lie detector test. Punch in the face. I'm like, holy shit, Steve's a real deal. I didn't expect that, though. But I watched it.
Yeah. Who didn't?
And then Wheel of Fortune would just sneak in there. Or not Wheel of Fortune.
Price is Right.
Price is Right.
Price is Right.
Yeah. Drew really disappeared in there, didn't he, when he got that gig? What's his name?
Drew Carey.
Yeah, there it is.
Cleveland Rocks, yeah. I mean, I don't know. He's okay. You know Bob Barker. That show kind of.
Whose line is it anyway? That was
Great
show.
I mean, great.
Wayne Brady, what a dog.
Yeah.
Who's the tall, skinny one?
show.
Tall, skinny white guy. He's funny, too.
Yeah, tall, skinny
Yep.
white.
Don't know him, but he's funny. And the old one.
He's very funny.
Yeah.
I agree. Wayne Brady.
Those guys are hilarious.
They were very quick, too. It seemed like. I don't know how
Bald
much.
white guy.
Yeah,
also
even
good.
frumpy bald
Yeah.
white guy is pretty funny, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and older, quieter white guy.
He
was pretty
good, too.
Yeah.
God, we do appreciate you, boys. We apologize. We give you all the points.
Should have the name.
All right, let's get back to some football talk. That's the one right there.
Yeah.
That's the day. How's Ryan Seacrest doing Wheel of Fortune? Anybody see? Let's go to Hammer. Dahn. Tone, you and I, big-time Wheel of Fortune watchers. Have you seen the Ryan Seacrest era? How's it going?
Yeah, his suits are first and foremost much better. Like they're from this age,
Whoa.
so just looking at him is much better than what we were dealing with before. And I like him. I think he's doing a great job. He mixes in some jokes. You know, he's already got a little bit of what were you thinking there with your answer, which took what's his name quite some time.
Sajak.
Quite some time to deal with. No, I think he's doing a good job.
Seacrest got more sauce than Sajak.
Yeah.
More pizzazz.
There'll be a lot of letters up there, and Seacrest will be like, don't fuck this up. You know, Sajak would say, like, say everything, don't miss anything in proper order or whatever. Seacrest is like, this is, come on.
Gift wrap.
Which I appreciate. He does look super good in those suits.
Oh, yeah.
And Vanna's still touching the board.
And Vanna and him are still doing jokes at the end.
Yeah.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good. All right, thank you, Wheel of Fortune. How's Jeopardy? You watch Jeopardy, Jage? That's your thing, huh?
No, not a lot. I was definitely a Price is Right guy. I was heavy Price is Right. A little bit of Wheel of Fortune here. Grandma loves it, so enjoy watching that with her. I was a football player, so Jeopardy wasn't exactly,
Too many
right up my
answers.
alley.
Too many answers possible up there.
Yeah, a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, and
A lot of categories.
We're doing a sports Jeopardy, I think.
They tried it like 10 times. It never works.
But when you catch one of
This
those
time.
categories, though,
So good.
just
Yeah.
one,
Turn it
I
up.
feel like
Turn
I
it up.
am genius, man.
Turn it up. Turn it up. What is Babe Ruth? That's what I thought.
Nope.
Candy bar. No, because that would be who is.
Yeah.
You see where I got it wrong right there. Let's get back to football here, okay? You talked about Tom Brady tampering with draft prospects at that Fanatics meal at Ruben's house, you remember? One of them you mentioned was Drake May.
Yep.
He has played. D-Butch has a question for you now, Jay.
Yeah, all the rookies are kind of the rookies that have been playing quarterback position have kind of been finding their groove. Drake May got his first start against your Houston Texans last week. Got beat up a little bit, but I think had a pretty good debut. What's your thoughts early on Drake May?
Yeah, I would agree with your assessment. I mean, obviously got beat up. Obviously, the game didn't go the way the Patriots wanted it to. But if I'm sitting there as a Patriots fan looking at my team, I got excited watching Drake May play. Now, does that mean he's going to be super successful this year? I don't know because of everything they have around him. I don't know if it's exactly set up for success this season. But watching him start out a little rough in that game, then at the end of the first half there, throw that ball. The 40-yard touchdown right before the end of the half was awesome because it shows some resiliency. It shows some guts to stand in there, make that throw. And then the second half, he came out and did some more. Obviously, kind of the fluky interception that he had wasn't ideal. But truthfully, when you see a guy that can withstand some early pressure, mentally overcome that, and then go out there and make some great plays throughout the game, I think he's only going to get better with time. Like I said, I don't know if the team around him is necessarily there to have a great season overall, but I would be encouraged if I'm a Patriots fan.
Yeah, they lost by 20, and he was jacked up. Connor coming in here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was so pumped up about it all. And he also said Drake May took some massive shots and bounced right back up. So he seemingly has
Will Anderson Jr., man. Will Anderson Jr. played a phenomenal game. Awesome to see him get the AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Incredible player. Love watching him.
Can we go back to the owner's box celebration there, Foxy? If we can get to that part of the video there.
Great uniform, by the way. Perfect example of a one-timer, not a full-timer.
Yeah, need to be full-time.
You're really a little loud is probably what Jade is saying there. You don't need it. So who's up in the booth? What, didn't it used to be John Bon Jovi? We're losing by 20 now. We got no John Bon Jovi.
No, JBJ's got some gigs. He'll be back for sure. And that is Jonathan, his son, next to him. I think that is Bubby's wife to the left of him. Not 100% sure, but don't worry. John Bon will be back. He's probably slaying a guitar and crushing the pipe somewhere.
Yeah, he certainly is. I just want to say the owner's box over there in New England has looked the celebrity list as of late. They know they got a lot of work to do though.
It's all business now. That's why he doesn't want celebrities coming to town when we're losing by 20.
Speaking of all business, what the hell's going on in Dallas? Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, JJ, it seems like with the Cowboys defense, a lot of people are either saying, hey, these guys absolutely stink, and that's kind of just how it is. And then also Micah hasn't been playing. They have some other injuries. Is there any way they can salvage what's going on? Because they're just getting embarrassed week after week. And with a guy like Mike Zimmer, who is so highly respected, is his message just not getting through? What the hell's going on with that in Dallas, and how do they fix it?
Yeah, it's very difficult. I mean, you're sitting there at 3-3. You're not playing great. You're not playing. I mean, some games. This last game, you're playing pretty poorly. Micah's out. They got a couple more injuries along that D line, especially. But anytime you have a team who's a Super Bowl contender, which people think that the Cowboys are, especially going into the season, and you've got these big contracts, you signed Dak, you got CD, you have a guy like Micah, who you haven't signed yet per se, but he's that level of player who's going to get a gigantic contract. You expect to be competing at the highest level, and right now it's a little bit more of a yo-yo job where they're kind of going up and going down week by week. So yes, you can absolutely salvage it. I mean, they're sitting there at 3-3. It's one of those situations. It's Dallas. You win a game, you're on top of the world, and we're all going to win the Super Bowl. You lose a game, it's the end of the world. We suck. Nobody's ever going to be good ever again.
Lose 3 straight at home.
But you do get pummeled at home on Jerry Jones' birthday. That is a very tough one to take, and clearly tensions are rising down there. So
what do you mean?
You know how that goes.
What do you mean tensions are rising? What do you mean?
I mean, I saw the radio host thing. You know how it is.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Shannon RJ.
No.
Who do they work for?
I don't know.
Do they work for Jerry?
I think so.
I think so.
Is Jerry the boss down there? Does Jerry own the radio station?
Was it Odyssey or something like
Dallas.
That's what I'm saying.
They sound like.
I do appreciate you said, this ain't what I signed up for.
Yeah.
Let's get you two the fuck out of here. Quickly. And they go, He goes, you think I'm joking? Oh, that's funny.
I ain't joking.
I turned 82. I'm never going to be able to do that again. You know what I did? Fucking lost. The whole time. You guys are crazy. Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? Why'd you do it? You want to go through my whole life? You remember there was that, what's going on? We going to talk about that?
Yeah.
We can do this whole thing? I don't think so, Shan, RJ. We can fucking fill you in with any Dallas double that we want to put in here. Now, I do apologize for the way I acted. We're all passionate, okay? And then at the end, he goes, there's a couple different times there where he goes, and we got a lot of fans, I got a lot of fans that are listening. Mm-hmm. They don't want to hear that. It's like, that's an amazing time. We've never been able to get
tough one down there, man. Yeah, it's a tough one down there. Like that, they've been trying so hard to build it for so long, and you look at it on paper, and you're like, "This is pretty."
What, D-Bud?
I mean,
have they what?
Have they been trying hard to build it?
Not this
offseason.
offseason.
What did they do this offseason?
Paid a lot of people.
Yeah, he paid. I paid the quarterback, obviously, which rightfully so. Paid CD late, but rightfully so. But what else did you do to the team to improve and really become contenders?
Well, he believed in the guys, and he believed in Mike McCarthy. Mm-hmm. Well, he's only got 1 year left on his contract. That normally doesn't happen. You just let him fucking figure that out. Okay? What a time to be Jerry Jones. We try to get him on this show a lot. Like, we have tried a lot to get him on this show.
No luck?
Not at all. Mm-mm. And it's like, so...
Is it a no response, or is it like he doesn't like you?
Yeah, it's kind of just both. We're in their building. We're in their stadium for WrestleMania doing our show. And we're like, this is awesome. They were like taking care of us. They were so incredibly nice. Everything was perfectly set up. And we're like, hey, how do we go about getting Jerry on? We just sent a request to you. Yeah, send a request to me. It'll be good. We've sent a lot. And we don't know if that thing goes to
He does a post-game scrum after every game.
Those phones are this close to his mouth.
Why? Why are they on top of him so much?
Does he like that? It's like it's the only press conference I see where literally just in the hallway. It's like this close.
The video, you're up in those veins in the eyeball. Whoa. You're in there.
What are you seeing?
A lot.
Pain.
A lot. Seeing a lot. See a lot of vessels. I'm seeing a lot of vessels.
We have 1 minute before the hard out here, so it would be stupid if we started hashtag AskJage. We will do that immediately following this show ending on ESPN. We'll do it on YouTube.
Probably smart to take that off the main air, probably.
No, they're all football questions.
Yeah, we got good questions. People really dig good questions. There's a couple in there, and there's some questions that need to be answered to.
Mm-hmm.
There's one particular account that's been asking a question to a lot of people, and nobody responds. And I think
Your hand. You use your hand. That's what you do. You use your hand, then you wash it. That's what you do.
Okay, that's a nice teaser for hashtag AskJage, and I do believe that will be an answer. That will be one of the answers that we will potentially get. What was he talking about there? You never know.
Find out.
But you could. If you watch on YouTube, ESPN Plus, and TikTok Live. SportsCenter's on in 5 minutes. We'll be back tomorrow as NFL Week 7 kicks off. Cheers. Right on.
Nailed it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at the request of this man, we are starting a new segment on this glorious day. Put out a tweet this morning saying I'm on the New Heights show today with Travis and Jason. Thank you, boys, for the invite. Had a great time talking to them. Went through a lot of things. Jason Kelsey buried kickers, so I had to get in there and stand my ground for a specialist. And obviously, Jason, so I'm just jealous. It was a good time catching up with the Kelseys. They're on top of the world. Thankful to do that. But also on this glorious day, you get a chance to ask a future Hall of Famer a question.
Wow.
All you got to use is the hashtag AskJage. And your question could be randomly selected by Boston Connor to be asked to Jage. Became a #1 trend in the United States. That's the type of juice this guy has.
Yeah.
Con Man, which tweets did you?
I don't love Connor picking the questions here. I already don't like the start here.
What do you mean? I thought that was literally the perfect person. I went through in my head.
Agreed.
Who should be going through these? There's one man and one man alone that is up for the task, and that's Boston Connor. Con Man, which hashtag AskJage questions did you pick?
Yeah, I grabbed a few. There were a lot of good ones, a lot of shit ones, a lot of crop, but still not too shabby. If we could pull them up so I could read them, that'd be awesome. Hashtag AskJage. Can you explain to the fans what the difference is between a 3-4 D end and a 4-3 D end? And do you think one is more difficult to play than the other?
Jalen Parks, good question, Jay.
All right. Jalen, legit question. I appreciate it very much. Not how I thought we were going to start this. This is great.
Yeah,
So
come on. Good snag. It's AskJage.
Have some faith, brother.
All right, so a 3-4 defensive end versus a 4-3 defensive end. A 3-4 defensive end is basically going to line up more inside. So there's only 3 D linemen, so that means one is lining up over the center. He's the nose guard. And then the other 2 are going to be lining up probably either just inside the offensive tackle or head up on the offensive tackle, because you're going to have outside linebackers in a 3-4. Whereas a 4-3 D end is basically kind of the outside linebackers you're used to, so edges. So a 3-4 D end is not an edge. A 4-3 D end is an edge. 3-4 D end is harder to play because generally you're two-gapping, you're playing against bigger guys. You have to do a little bit more inside in the run game, take on more double teams. So I would say a 3-4 defensive end is harder.
Hashtag great answer.
Hell yeah.
Great answer. That was electrifying. Thank you, Jalen, for getting a chance to ask Jage that particular question. What's the next one, man?
Yeah, fantastic work. The second one from Trey Walpole. Who is one O-lineman or tight end you hated to face, Jage? Hashtag ask Jage.
I've told him this, so I don't feel bad saying it, but Lane Johnson, in the way that he gets off the ball that quarter second faster than the snap is actually off, is an incredible tactic. So I always hated playing against that because he beats you to the spot. He knows the cadence you don't. He's also extremely athletic. He's also extremely strong and agile, so very tough offensive lineman to face.
What about
I also hated facing Marshall Yonda.
Okay, Marshall Yonda, dog.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute dog for Baltimore for a long time. Obviously, Lane Johnson's timing is better than everybody. You didn't mean to say he cheats every time.
Right.
Sounded like is what you said there.
Perfect.
Lane's timing.
I give him credit. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You got to find a way.
Yeah, he's just playing the game.
He ain't cheating.
He's just playing the game. And I didn't hear AQ Shipley's name. Did you?
No, that's weird. That's the one that I was waiting on.
What happened, AQ?
I don't think we ever directly lined up over each other.
Yeah, he would slant inside.
And blindside you?
Like he did. Going to my knee one time. Remember that? Down in Houston.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? He tried to take you out forever.
Yeah, I played the next week, unlike some of the, MRIs and X-rays like Coach Sig.
Coach Cignetti.
Oh, sorry. It's not like old linemen ever go for anybody's knees.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah, well, he's
Cup blocks are literally one of the craziest things that are still allowed in the game.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
so every once in a while, you got to throw your head at a ligament in a knee.
I mean, they literally target the ligaments. We do all these safety things. We talk about all these different things, and yet literally a cup block, the coaching point is put your helmet on his knee. So
is that what you guys are coaching over there?
What the hell?
Is that what you guys are coaching over there?
This might need to turn into a whole new segment. Because
hashtag Ask James. He's hashtagging Ask AQ.
We can find a million clips of defensive people just trying to absolutely murder offensive linemen.
Okay. Victim complex, I get it. But did you...
Face mask on face mask, so up top.
Yeah, not the knees. Yeah,
we need to know about the coaching point.
Yeah, like when the right guard pulls on the counter play and the DN just tries to absolutely saw off the legs of the...
Oh, so you can cut and we can't.
No, I'm
So
not saying that, but I'm just saying it goes both ways.
Yeah,
if we're going to sit here and say that's all linemen do, D-line do the same stuff. Just like when you watch Houston this past week, they got a big-ass O-lineman in at fullback, and linebacker comes downhill, bam, cuts the shit out of his knee.
Yeah, slow him down. Slow that big boy down.
Fire with fire.
Doing a football bitch.
Hey.
Fire with fire.
I agree, but don't sit here and say that's what O-line do, because D-line do
We
the
can't
same
do
shit.
on the out. We can't do on the edge now.
In
Like
fact, I'm
Bebop
pretty
can't
sure when
cut
I was
you
at
down the
fullback,
edge.
AJ did that to me.
No, whoa! Scumbag!
If AQ, look at AQ. You kidding me? I weigh 230 pounds. I have to cut that dude or I die. I probably still die.
AQ
with
weighs
my head on his knee.
230 pounds, too.
Last year.
Now.
Last year.
Oh, you're enjoying food again? Thank God. You were weird. What are you weird?
Yeah, you were getting kind of weird.
I was miserable.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It was like
miserable.
It was like I'm committing to my health, and okay. I appreciate you doing that.
265, 270 is a much more fun weight.
And you look,
Looks good. Look great.
And you look
You
good.
sucked then.
Yeah, that's Antonio Diggs back there. He certainly agrees. Let's go to the next question. Hashtag Ask Jay.
Yeah, answer the third one. So this is the last one, actually, from Greg. If you're at a friend's house and clog the toilet and there's no plunger, what do you do? Hashtag Ask Jage.
This was the teaser. Now, Greg has been asking this question a lot.
Yes, he has.
And nobody will give this guy a fucking answer.
Needs one.
Yeah, I agree.
I will.
Okay, thank you, Jage.
Yeah, you roll up your sleeve and you stick that hand down there and you do what you have to do. Then you wash that shit off. You do what you have to do. You don't leave the toilet clogged at your friend's house. You take care of that shit. You wash your hands thoroughly, maybe 3 or 4 times. Yeah. You dry them off, and then you go back out to that party.
And shake everybody's hand, Greg. They don't even know what just happened. And if they go up there and dump and clog it, you know what's going to happen? They're going to leave it because they don't have the grit and the jom that you do to get in there and grab your own shit. Okay, Greg? That's what you do out there. You find that fucking shit. I'm not doing that.
What else are you gonna do? You're just gonna leave
You gotta
it?
find a stick.
I'm
or
leaving.
find something.
Yeah, what if you do that and you don't unplug it though, Jade?
Yeah.
Jade's
You're
got some
gonna
big
leave
mitts.
the
I don't know if
bathroom,
he's fitting
find
down
a
there.
stick and come back. What if
You
somebody-
cannot
I don't
unplug
know.
it and be
something in the
covered
back.
poop, brother.
You walk out and you say, "Dude, someone fucking bingo."
I think there's
wasn't
something
me.
wrong.
I don't know what the hell happened in there.
Yeah, that's the move.
Yeah,
Took you 20
Flush
minutes
it
to
twice
see it,
till
man?
it fills up to an inch below, and then walk.
The flood is really a problem.
Yeah.
How many flushes are you doing before you realize there's a real problem?
3.
I mean, once that water level,
3 might overflow.
so you're flooding the place.
No, I'm not flooding. I mean,
Bad.
you flush it
Bad.
once, you see how high it gets, and you say, "Okay, I got some room to play with here. Let's flush it."
So you're gonna try it again?
Yeah, you flush it one more time.
So that one, when it gets high, you're like, don't believe it.
yeah, exactly.
You said need a little bit more weight in the water.
Sometimes you need a little double tap. And
No,
then-
does it ever work? I don't think so.
Yeah,
Sometimes-
worked before.
Sometimes you'll get it with the second.
The
I
second
don't
one
think you're going
sometimes works.
three.
I don't know where you're going.
That's
with
risky.
three,
Well,
dude.
the
That's a
third
guarantee.
one,
Brother,
That's risky.
2, you're sitting right there. 3, you're in hell, brother.
The third one, you
You're
hit the
done.
third one because that's when you walk out and you say, "I had no idea the fucking toilet was clogged."
I thought you had a high level
Yeah, I
toilet.
just went to flush it, and then I guess someone clogged this fucking toilet.
Dude, that's the better question. If you actually overflow it, what do you do? Like, are you just using the towels in there trying to clean it up, or are you?
You start a
what the
fire,
Jump out the window.
burn the house down.
Jump out the window.
Once you see that thing raise at all, and you are in a place with no plunger, I mean, I feel like
Heart starts beating.
as a pooper, I am not scared to poop. I'll have away games too. I'm not scared to poop in other places.
Oh, yeah.
I have an active bladder. That thing goes. As soon as you see that thing raise and they don't have a plunger, kind of on them. Okay?
Absolutely.
Kind of on them.
No doubt.
But also, we don't need to try that again. You're at somebody else's house, and you guys are double flushing.
We gotta normalize plungers in bathrooms if you're having people.
Should
over.
be.
You
Got
have to.
mandatory.
Like it's just rude.
You only need one of these,
Yeah, don't use a bunch of
and
them.
you need a plunger. Okay? And
But the strategy, as the shitter at somebody else's house, you go, you flush, you wipe, you flush. You have to do it in you can't risk.
And
doing
you're
that.
flushing as that thing is midair. So that thing there's no air time for that
This is the
poop.
slide.
Yeah, you got to time that up. There's no time for that thing to sit and hang.
No
You know what's
smell.
hanging is all the shit.
Or you got to DoorDash a plunger. Honestly,
Yeah.
you can stay in
No,
there.
that's
lock
no.
yourself
We should
in,
make
DoorDash
emergency
a plunger.
wallets.
No.
That's the move, AJ. I'm with you.
There's like an auger you can get on
I'd do it.
Amazon for like $14. Plungers fucking stink. If you're dropping a big time shit, which I've been in this situation plenty of times. Guess what? Plunger ain't doing fucking anything.
I don't know.
You got to have good time.
Yeah,
No,
got to.
you get one of these augers. I'm telling you, you fucking stick that right down there. And
Like
you
a
got-
snake?
Yeah,
Like a snake.
exactly.
Yeah,
You're,
snake.
you're basically like
What
a plumber.
kind of bricks are you dropping? bro?
And Ty has a.
You have no idea.
Ty's going
got
active
some
black.
Yeah, big time. Big time. We're talking massive logs.
Anyways, thank you for clearing that all up. That was hashtag AskJ. Good work, Connor. That was really good. All right, JJ, we'll see you next week. Are you back on CBS this week? I saw they all were taking a lot of shots at you for not showing up at work on a regular basis.
Bullshit.
They were taking some shots at me. No, I'm not on for like a month, so I'm gonna take a lot of shots.
All right, well, enjoy yourself. It was great to see you. You looked good. Then you looked.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
You looked so
Could
good.
see where you ate the
Yeah.
donut.
What color is my suit? Any idea?
It was a blue one, I think. And boy, the way you wore.
That
That was
circle
last
really
time.
came
Great in
off.
the uniforms,
really
right?
nice.
That was
Great in
last-
the uniforms.
Yeah, exactly.
Best,
Yeah.
Best unis.
What did you wear this week?
Charcoal suit, 3-piece, little vest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Forgot. I needed a tie, so I grabbed the tie from the wardrobe room, and it was great.
Costume department will do that for you.
That's right.
You're the best.
His wife
give it
was
back.
with him this week.
I saw she was on the set.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really cool. You did that. It was family.
She was. That was her first time. It was cool to have her there to see how it all works, see how the sausage is made. It was great.
Did Coach Carr bring her strawberry donut?
Frosted donut.
Frosted
Yeah.
donut?
It was a good one this week. A real good one. I enjoyed. There's 2 donuts I cannot turn down, man. Maple and strawberry. Those are the 2 I will not.
Oh, so good. We have so many donuts in this office every single week.
No more donuts, JJ. Need you in playing shape.
Yeah, because you're going to the Lions.
Yep.
It's a great place, man. They have any? See, like I when I put it out there, people are like, we have lakes. We have lakes. I enjoy lakes. I like Detroit. Detroit's a great city. Good people. Good people there.
Yeah, but then you said you like being retired too, and then but earlier in the year you said this is the last year.
I mean, it's too early anyway. Like, what do you think? I'm coming off my couch in October? You nuts? Like, who would do that?
JJ's Q4.
That's right.
JJ's a Q4 operator.
I mean,
Thanksgiving Day. How about that?
His next month off, probably.
Ladies and gentlemen, the legend, JJ Watt. Love JJ. From one legend to another, ladies and gentlemen, the general manager. Okay. Never mind.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he was waiting there as we were talking dump talk.
Sure.
Is that what happened at
the hand? That's
Coach
crazy.
McDaniel's house?
Yeah, with Irsay. There's a chance that there was no plunger around. That's more on McDaniels than it is on Jim Irsay.
Oh, I thought Irsay just shit on the floor. To be honest.
No, I think Irsay wiped his ass with like a hand towel and tried to flush it down the toilet.
I mean, there's a chance. He probably dampened it a little bit too. Not just a dry.
No, I don't have my dude wipes.
Yeah, exactly. Let me do
wet it up a little.
He didn't do that. Jim Irsay brought his own dude wipes. Shit in there. Sorry about it. I would like to enjoy the meal. I'm going to clear some room. No plunger anywhere. So he was trying to figure it out. I think he was hands in there.
He might have been.
Probably.
Oh, man.
He might have been.
Forgot to wash his hands, maybe.
Depends on which way the story goes, which one you believe. He did wash his hands afterwards. He did.
Pinching McDaniel's wife's cheeks afterwards.
Thought he gave her a hug. He just wiped his hands on the back of her shirt.
Pinching the kids' cheeks, too. Pinching the kids' cheeks and rubbing their head.
For those that don't know, this is real. This is a real story.
Yeah.
We don't know if it went this way, but could have.
You can assume.
Could have. We're just exploring the space of the opportunity of the story that we've been told to be true and why McDaniels was the Colts head coach and then he wasn't the head coach. There's a situation brewing. Speaking of, situations brewing, yesterday one popped up quickly out of nowhere. Amari Cooper is now a member of the Buffalo Bills. Ladies and gentlemen, the man that made that trade, the general manager of the Buffalo Bills, Brandon Beane. Beane, thank you so much for joining us. We've been in the middle of some absurd conversations. This gets us back on track. We're thankful for that.
Always glad to get you back on track. I don't know if I'm the right guy for that, but I'll do my best.
You have to be. We were talking about...
Wait, did you hear something then?
Yeah, I know.
What'd you hear?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on, Beane. All right, let's dive in. Huge move yesterday. Amari Cooper becomes a Buffalo Bill. I think it's like a 7th and 6th and then a 3rd. You get it. There was some movement. And my immediate reaction to this deal was, wow, didn't know this was possible to get Amari Cooper for a 3rd-round pick, seemingly. And then also, what a win for the Buffalo Bills in this offense. You guys are sitting in 4-2. You're leading the AFC East. Massive win on Monday. And then, bang, next day you make a trade. How long has this been a thought that you need to add a weapon? When did you know Amari was potentially available? And how easy of a decision is that for you to make for your team?
Yeah, I mean, we were definitely been monitoring. People kept tabbing us to Davante Adams once that situation kind of reared in Vegas a couple of weeks ago that he was looking for a new home and they seemed open to it. At the same time, we were having conversations quietly with a couple other teams, just seeing where they were at. Every team's kind of in different spots, and sometimes it's, hey, if we can win this week, we want to hang in there. We're only a game back or 2 games back. And so definitely had some conversations with Cleveland. And, Andrew Berry's a great dude. We've done deals before. And so we talked last week. And then after that, we played with us playing on Monday night, then playing Sunday. We talked again on Sunday night after their game. He was still trying to decide. They don't, no team wants to give a player away, but you're also looking at the now and the future. And so talked to him Monday, again, Sunday night, again Monday. And then ultimately, I told him let's touch base after our game, Tuesday morning, and things got hot and heavy yesterday morning.
Okay, does the Davante trade expedite anything, or did you not really know that had taken place by the time these starts really got hot and heavy, shall we say, on Tuesday morning?
Yeah, I mean, by the time we heard Davante was done, we were at the finish line. We were down to those last arguing the 6 versus the 7 of this year or that year, but we felt good about it. I think they felt good about it. I had, talking to our ownership. Andrew had spoken to his. So we were almost there. And a couple hours later, we got it done.
Okay, so the Jets trade for Davante Adams, and everybody's saying they're going all in. They're going all in this year. You guys trade for Amari Cooper. What is this message for this particular season with this team, Beane?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're still all in. If this didn't happen, if Cleveland was not ready to do it, we were going to continue to monitor. And listen, we still got a few weeks for the deadline. If we feel there's something else that we need or can help us get over the top, we have been all in all along. I know we lost some some names this offseason, some guys who have been captains. This was kind of a, what I said was an offseason of transition. But the mindset here, as long as Josh Allen's our quarterback, is we're going to try and win this thing, and we're going to do what we can every single year.
Hell yeah. Go ahead, AJ.
I guess how many people maybe are involved in the last week or so, and like how many people know that you're talking to Amari Cooper and it's close to you? Even like, do you talk to Josh Allen? Is he aware of it before it happens? And what do you think their connection will be like?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty low key, AJ. I keep it pretty low. Josh will prod me here and there. I may throw a name too and just say, I'm looking. Don't get your hopes up.
What if he takes back trash? What if he
says crop? I don't want it. Yeah.
Then I tell him just go do his job and let me do mine.
There you go.
He's pretty good at his job, way better than I am at mine. But we got a good relationship like that. He loves to give input. He loves to hear, but he also knows he's not studying the film, and so he always has a good perspective on the deals we can do. And sometimes the deals we can't do.
Let's talk about what he brings to your team. Hembo sent over some stats. I think his average touchdown is 27.5 yards or something like that. I forget what it is for Amari Cooper, but it's through the roof. He's able to score from everywhere. He's an explosive player, big catch radius, not scared to go up in traffic to do that. Why is Amari Cooper the one that you brought to your team? And when did you realize maybe we do need to add another weapon? This team without Stephon Diggs this year, first time. When did you start peeking around thinking maybe you need a new weapon? And why Amari Cooper?
Yeah, I mean, we'll start with Amari there, Pat. It's just he's a guy I've always admired from afar. When I was in Carolina, he came out in 2015. Actually went out to Alabama with Ricky Prohl, our receiver coach, and Amari was not going to work out. But we were not picking as high as he got picked. But he was, you always want to do your due diligence. So we spent probably 2 hours watching film with him, took him out to dinner, and really got a feel for his love of ball, his understanding of football, super football smart, passionate. It was just kind of really, we opened some of his practice film at Bama, and he broke it down for us. And I left there going, man, this guy would be a great addition. Obviously, the Raiders took him, I think, number 3 or number 4 overall that year. So really just been watching his career from afar, and you never know when an opportunity is going to strike like this. And so just the timing of him going into his last year, Cleveland where they're at, and we had to work it in. Luckily, as you mentioned, we found a guy who they had already restructured his deal. We're tight on the cap, and so that made this a more doable deal for us than say a Davante Adams or some of the other guys that I may have been looking at. And as far as adding a weapon for us, I'm always looking. You're always trying to, how can you make it better? It's not just a collection of talent. It's got to fit within the team and the scheme of what you're doing. And so this is, I look at kind of your weapons as like a basketball team. Who's going to play the point guard? Who's going to be your forward? Who's going to be your center? Just another piece for Josh and Joe Brady to kind of throw into the mix. And, he's going to have to get up to speed on our offense. We'll get him in the game this week, but beyond that, it'll be how quick he can kind of get things up to speed here.
A package for him until he figures it all out. I think Buffalo Bills fans are going to be pumped to see him go on the field any moment over there. And if I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, anytime I've heard you speak, I'd be excited. On our show, we've asked you before about these types of things and being active, and you're like, "Oh, I'll snoop around. Yeah, I'm not above making a call. I'm not." And then all of a sudden, boom, Amari Cooper, after a massive division win on a Monday Night Football, 4-2 leading division, we're adding in there. Bills Mafia, you got an aggressive team. That's a beautiful thing. Now, to make that move, a lot of decisions have to be made. AQ has a question for you, Beane.
Yeah, it seems like a no-brainer to offer a third-round pick for Amari or Davante Adams, and I don't understand why every team doesn't do that, but it's always fascinating to me why you give up the whole farm to move up 4 picks in the first round. What is the threshold when you're going to make a trade on, is it a third-round pick, is it a second-round pick, and what does the process go into that?
Yeah, I mean, great question, AQ. Everyone's kind of got its own dynamic. What's the cap ramifications? What's the cash? How many years do you have? And, what does next year's draft look like? What do you already have? With the Stephon Diggs move, we added an extra 2 coming into this draft. So we have a 1, 2, 2s. And so I kind of looked at it as we're still going to get 3 picks in the first 3 rounds. It's just going to be actually in the first 2. And, this past year, last year we were really beat up at corner during the season, and so we had to move. We did a pick swap of moving our third with a fifth with Green Bay to get Rasul Douglas, who helped us down the stretch. And then this past draft, I figured out a way to get that third back. We moved back a little bit, used the third, and it turned out to be Dwayne Carter, who's played a lot of minutes for us this year at D tackle. So I'm also going, man, I'm a competitive dude, AQ. Like if if there's somebody that we think we're going to like in the third, I'll try and move back again in one of those 3 picks to still possibly pick a third rounder next year.
Beane, we get so confused though. Like my immediate response to that trade yesterday was that this feels like a heist, was actually what I said. But it feels like players all feel differently than the people that are doing the selections. It seems like GMs and personnel and everybody, like those draft picks are worth so much. And we as players in a locker room have seen so many players just be busts, just like not work out. And the numbers are very high for the amount of don't work out players that get drafted in, let alone the first round. That number's very high. Second, third, fourth, fifth, all of them. But people hold on to them dear, like it is a massive. When you get a proven player, for us, it's like an easy decision. Like Randy Moss was what, a 4th round pick or something?
Yep. Yeah. So.
And I was like, I think what they like open, like what? Randy Moss, a 4th round pick? Is that something whenever you're talking to other GMs about how much they value draft picks? And why is that? Because like the hope of what that person can become?
Yeah, I mean, every pick's got its own value, let's say, but I'm with you. We probably sometimes overvalue them because a known commodity is super important. And I think in this, I'm more willing to do it now. As you said, we're 4-2. We got a 2-game lead for a known commodity versus in the spring when the draft's upcoming. Unless I just feel like it's going to be a weak draft or there's not going to be depth in the round that I'm potentially moving a pick. So. I think it's a fair point to say, maybe we do overvalue them sometimes, but there's also the analytics world that says every time you select a player, it's like a swing, an at bat, using a baseball term, and so I think people are saying, hey, how many? If I get 8 at bats, 9 at bats, 10 at bats, maybe I'm going to hit 3 or 4 because we're all issued 7 at bats every draft, right? And then but. Right now we're projected to have if the comp formula falls its way, we're still hoping to have 10 at bats this year.
So you're gonna have 10 at bats and you have Amari Cooper. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That seems like bullshit, doesn't it? That doesn't seem like a bunch of bullshit.
It does.
Aaron Judge, speaking of at bat, didn't he hit one last night?
Yeah, he did. He's back.
Aaron Judge is all the way back.
Yeah, slump is over.
Okay, congratulations to Yankees fans. I know that was a big deal. You talked about bringing in Rasul Douglas. Sorry, we just had to have a baseball conversation in the middle of that. You brought it up, though. That's on you.
I like baseball. We're good. I like baseball.
Have you been watching any of this playoff base? It's insane, right? There's more Grand Slams, I think, at this time than ever in the past. 5 is the most that's ever happened. There's already been 4, and we're not even to the World Series yet. It's electrifying, Beane. Electrifying.
Yeah. No, October baseball is awesome. It's I grew up a Braves fan, diehard Braves fan, and where I reside now, there's a ton of Mets fans. So I've been getting a lot of shit for the Mets outdoing them. We usually own the Mets, but this year we fell short. So I've been having to eat some crow here, Pat.
They're talking Subway World Series potentially, Mets and Yankees. Come on. I don't know. It feels like that would be something you would have to try to get to. The rest of the country will care.
Yeah.
Really?
I think I'll care more if it's Mets Yankees.
It's just so rare for that to happen. Obviously, Yankees Dodgers would be huge too, but
I mean, if it's not the Pirates bringing in the ratings, I guess it would be the Yankees.
That's true.
And you know that, Beane. You know that. You talked about Rasul Douglas in the secondary a little bit. D-Butch got a question for you.
Yeah, Beane, obviously you lost a ton of leadership in that room with Hyde, Poirier, Trey White moving on. So his questions in that room, and obviously on the wide receiver room, you talked about that as well. How do you feel about the secondary now, coming off obviously a huge game? I think Rat played unbelievable, very physical in the back end Monday Night Football. Teron Johnson, one of my favorite slot defenders, obviously had the game-winning interception. How do you feel about that group as a whole going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just nailed you just answered it for me there, Derek. You did a great job. Taron's been out. He broke his he had a forearm fracture the very first series of the season versus Arizona. So we missed him. I mean, Cam Lewis really did an admirable job, but Taron's a former All-Pro for us, and a guy that is losing Micah and Jordan and Trey White, a guy who's been here since 2018, played a lot of snaps for us, and a big play he made the other night, because that game was definitely still in the balance with us only having a 3-point lead at that point. It was an unbelievable play that he made, and then we obviously sealed it on offense. And Taylor Rapp was out the week before, got a concussion in the Baltimore game. We missed him, brought the physicality. He was bringing the wood the other night, and just having those two guys out there. Rasul Douglas, he's been a great leader since we got him almost a year ago, and still got some young guys. Christian Benford, DeMar's been playing a lot at safety for us, so we still got a blend of kind of some youth with some vets back there, and we're going to need those guys as we go forward.
That wouldn't have been a pick at the end there for Taryn, though, if old buddy would have been on a red line.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got lucky. You kind of stole one there. Speaking of
hey, Taryn might have got to the red line. You never know.
Oh!
We saw the he did flip them hips.
I'm going to have to check his combine 40. We're going to have to see.
Yeah.
Taryn
can roll. He housed one 100 yards a few years ago in the playoffs.
He might have
Baltimore game.
What if he does get there?
That'd be crazy.
Nah, we would. We'll never know, will we?
Nope.
There will always be an excuse they can lay out there. Speaking of an excuse, you could have made one whenever, let James Cook isn't allowed in the kitchen because of an injury. Then all of a sudden you get some backup running backs that go bananas. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Brandon, how about on Monday night, Ray Davis kind of sliding in there and just going bananas in primetime for you guys? And when that happens, do you kind of walk around the office with a little bit more swagger because you're like, hey, how about that draft pick, bitch? Look at that. Look at Ray Davis. Who brought that guy in? Oh, yeah, me.
No, because I know somebody will point right in my back of my face some draft pick that I whiffed on. So
Smart.
It's
Smart.
Humble pie is always right around the corner. But no, selfishly, Ray is just an unbelievably humble kid, man. He comes to work every day, doesn't say anything. I loved his film at Kentucky, and when we drafted him, the play I was telling the media about was not a run play; it was actually a pass pro play. They were playing Vanderbilt, and he just leveled this backer coming on a blitz that was a free runner, and just the physicality he brings. He's great in pass pro. It was fun to see him, and I think our O-line really fed off that first drive, just kind of, running as successful as we did and started with that touchdown. And how about you just showed the highlight, that catch he made.
Yeah, why is he all the way down there? What's he doing?
How'd he get there?
Well, the best was he was waving his arms the whole time, and Josh saw him. It was kind of cool.
Your team's fun to watch, man. You put together a tough team, a fun team. Obviously, Josh Allen is a massive piece of that. But on the defensive side, having to figure it out as you go through these different iterations of the Buffalo Bills, it's going to be fun to watch your brain work and watch your entire personnel team and scouting department do their thing. Congrats on a massive trade yesterday. Congrats on leading the AFC East, and good luck the rest of the way, brother.
Appreciate you guys, man. Always fun to be on here.
Is there snowing yet up there in Buffalo, or what?
No, we just got a few flurries tomorrow, but other than that, we're great.
Oh, it's Buffalo football.
Course How are the Buffaloes?
Yeah, are the courses still open?
Yes, we still got about a month. Yeah.
Okay, last round that you have. How are you shooting this year?
Not as good. I was better a year ago. I would have lost. I didn't break 80. I know you call me a sandbagger, but
bullshit.
I did not break 80 in my 3 rounds at Oak Hill this year, so I would have lost this year.
Okay, so sounds like you're maybe lying, right? This would be the sandbagging portion of the entire thing.
I'm trying to set it up so you don't move the number on me next year.
Yeah, well, are you going to play anymore until the weather breaks, or you can't? Football.
No, this job gets in the way a little bit.
Well, you're doing a great job at it. And thank God we don't have to lose any more money.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because this guy's sandbagging the shit out of us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, general manager for the Buffalo Bills, Brandon Beane. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, Brandon.
All right, let's take a break. On the other side, we'll do AQs in the trenches. Top five.
Okay.
Performing offensive lines from week 6 of the NFL season. What a move by him and that Bills team, man.
Yeah.
He gets it. He seems to really get it. I bet his players, they have to love that dude.
I think he's very transparent too. I think he says a lot.
Let you know.
Yeah, he's around. He's a great communicator, which is huge in that profession.
Him just letting me and Mad Mel hang out in their suite at the combine.
That was sweet.
Yeah,
so cool.
Yeah, that was very cool.
We're just eating their food.
Yep. Bullshitting with him, asking him questions about guys.
He's breaking everything down. Like some guys we really like, we would like to see them drop a ball or two here so that other people don't like them. If you watch enough film on somebody and you like them, at the combine, not necessarily want them to do great, because then like that was an interesting thing he said.
Yeah.
And then we're watching some people, and somebody drops the ball. I think it was Keelan.
Yeah.
And somebody drops the ball, and it's like almost like a, yep.
Maybe a few more.
Ran a
like
slow
that.
40 too.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes.
Everybody else said. And then there's other people that he's watching. He's like, who is that? Who is? And then whoever's the scout that scouts that person's like, bang, amount of yards they had, how they are in school, how the team likes them, like in the moment. He was very hospitable to us.
Yeah.
And he was Mad Mel the entire time.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Beane, you need another weapon. What are you doing?
Yeah, putting up with that shit while you. That is actually a very important part of the job. Very, very important day for him.
Ty's got his hair slicked back. Beane, you don't know. Let me tell you what you need to do. Oh, man, amazing stuff. All right, AQ's top 5 performing offensive lines. Then he'll try to give away some money. What are you going to do today? You going to shoot a basketball, throw a football? What are you going to do?
I got to stick with the football.
You just got to win.
Got to win.
Yeah, don't have to stick with the thing you're not winning.
Stick with the football.
Okay.
I mean, you averaged like 24 a game in high school, didn't you, in basketball?
Yeah, but I know I can make that.
Okay.
We're going to find out.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life, like our friends at Dude Wipes. Take 5.
Hello and welcome to the special investigative report. Much has been made in the media world on the life and charitable donations of the man Pat McAfee, especially lately with the rise of the ever-popular Pat McAfee Show, a show that in his own words, stinks. We thought it privy to dive into the inner workings and machinations of this tiny business, this small regional show that has reached international discourse. We sat down with the suit himself, Bruce Brown, to figure out what, where, when, why, and how they're able to give away so much money to the viewers of this incredible program.
So yeah, when you enter a Pat McAfee Show giveaway, essentially, the entire hashtag will be downloaded into an Excel file, and the winners will be randomized within that. And then we do a quick scumbag check, basically click on the profile and make sure, you aren't a robot or blocked by Pat. And then it'll be transferred over to Dirty Gertie, who creates the Winner Wednesday graphic, which then runs on the show each Wednesday in a commercial break. If you win over $599, we're going to need your email, or you can email giveaways@patmcafeeshow.com. If it's under $599, all we need is the easiest way to pay you digitally. And if you win merch, obviously we need your size, address, and what you want from the store. Usually I'll just reply to you on Twitter. If you have any questions about any giveaway, whether it's cash that you either are waiting on or merch, you can just reach out to me on Twitter or email giveaways@patmcafeeshow.com. Please give us about 1 to 2 weeks to sort out your prize. That's typically how long it takes. But again, if you have any questions, just reach out to us.
We reached out to PMI's money man himself, CFO Phil, for an on-camera interview. Regretfully, he declined the segment, but he did give us the salacious, juicy details.
In an email correspondence, CFO Phil replied, over $4.5 million has been given away in giveaways year to date. Too much money. There you have it. Over $4.5 million given away, a pissed off CFO, and a show that quote unquote stinks. Good night, good morrow, good luck, and good fortunes.
Probably the most interesting trade was the Randy Moss trade. After the draft, the first day of the draft, we've been trying to trade for Randy Moss for 2 months. All like childbirth. I mean, it took forever. After the first day of the draft, I talked to Mr. Davis. I said, are we going to make a deal or not? And he said, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it for your 4th. And I think we were picking like 7th in the 4th round. I said, well, we got to get the guy for a physical. We can't take his contract. We're going to have to renegotiate his contract. And Mr. Davis said, well, that's your problem. If you want to trade for him, then you get it done. I said, all right. I call up Randy. Hey, Randy, this is Coach Belichick. Boom. Hangs up the phone. What? Let me try this again. Randy, it's Coach Belichick. Who is this? Who's pranking me? Who is this? Boom. Hangs up the phone. Randy, this is Coach Belichick. We traded for you. What? Is this a joke? This better not be a joke. Who is this? No. This is, all right. Really? I said, yeah, but look, we got to get this done by tomorrow at noon. He goes, all right, what do I need to do? I said, you need to come up and take a physical, and we need to renegotiate your contract. It's by noon? Yeah. He goes, well, I'm in Houston now, but I got a plane. I'll be there.
Nice.
He flies, and he's there at 8 o'clock in the morning, comes in and takes the physical. You know, the old,
yeah.
Make sure
he's
alive. Okay, you're good. Renegotiate the contract. We're done at 10 o'clock. And first thing he says to me is, where's the playbook?
Oh, that's awesome.
He said, right here. He said, okay, because when I walk out there with the first team with Brady, I got to know all the plays. I can't go out there and make mental errors and screw up. I got to know his offense. And he was smart, man. This guy was smart. On this post-safety coverage, what are you going to do? He goes, Coach, you ain't going to see any post-safety coverage against me. Like, he goes, you're going to see cover 2. We haven't seen cover 2 in years. He's like, you're going to see cover 2. And he was right. And then he would say, well, here's how I'd run this route. Here's how I'd run that route. And I started thinking, like, we got to start giving Randy some routes. We're running this, and they play cover 2. How we can move him into the slot. He's like, move me into the slot. I said, yes, you can get in the middle of cover 2. He's like, all right, good. 25 touchdowns.
So many.
Yeah.
Opens up the running game, too.
But I'm telling you, it was Randy, come on, man. Trying to.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. You ping! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Watt Wednesday, October 16th, 2024. The phones are hot. Hour 3 starts now. Football is awesome. I do think AJ Hawk is not on as we were. There he is, AJ Hawk, baby. Talks the tables here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. 9-year NFL vet, host of Everything DB, Good D, Bad D, Darius J. Butlers.
Good D, Bodge.
And a man who is a 12-year NFL vet, player coach, Jackie Moon for Tampa Bay, Super Bowl champion, AQ Shipley is here. AQ's, listen, we've had a fantastic Wednesday. Have we not, AJ?
It's been amazing. Can't wait. Best part's coming up, though.
Coach Monken in the first hour for Army Undefeated tells us about the boys in the next generation. That's what I took from that one.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And then Cignetti comes in and teaches us basically the Big Ten has a problem on their hands, and it's the Indiana University Hoosier football team.
Yeah.
Then last hour we asked Jage a lot of questions, including a very, very pertinent one about what happens when you dump at a friend's house, clog the toilet, and there's no plunger.
Yeah.
Jage had it figured out. He said you roll up your sleeves and you stick your hand down in there and you grab shit, and you mix it up.
Simple.
You finger it if you got it.
Yeah,
That's
just
right.
mush it like ceramics.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
You know how in CPR?
grab a toothbrush and chunk it up before you put your fingers in there.
Yeah, somebody. It's
And then
friend's
tell
house.
them.
It's friend's
No,
house.
toss that away.
friend's
Throw it
toothbrush.
away and DoorDash him a new toothbrush.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 new toothbrushes.
I think this guy relies too much on DoorDash. His brain goes to DoorDash
Now,
right
to be
away.
clear,
Probably right.
that's the right
Probably
move.
right.
Imagine if you got
Yeah.
a brand new toothbrush all of a sudden. That'd be a nice little gift, nice little treat.
Would be.
Smells like poop in here, but I got a brand new
Yeah.
toothbrush.
Soft bristles.
That is good news. But you know how they say CPR? It's staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. Do you stop there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what you do.
Don't stop. They'll die.
Yeah, well, but the song though,
You gotta let him breathe.
and then the fingering of the poop, I think it's the same. Staying alive, staying alive. Fingering poop.
It'll go with all you guys doing it. Look,
I
yeah.
was trying to figure. People have had this question for a long time.
It's never coming out your fingernails.
You
do that.
absolutely
Good
do
luck.
not
It's
address
never
it on
coming
your
out.
own. You don't. You don't. If there are multiple people there, even if there aren't, you leave and say like, Jesus Christ, your dad must have fucking clogged the toilet. I don't know what the hell. You don't ever try to do it yourself because hey, then what are you gonna do if you really fuck something up and then they need a new toilet?
Yeah, my first response whenever I read it was, "I'm out of here."
Yeah, bingo.
That was my first.
stomach hurts really bad. I'm gonna go home and poop.
It's been a good party, man. You guys are really doing it. Jeez.
How about people who add
party?
on to the top layer?
Yeah, people that pee into the clogged toilet. That is certainly a move.
Well, it depends because if they're big time logs and you're trying to cut them in half.
Why are you looking at me?
Well, because you're peeing in a non-flush toilet for
True.
months.
All day.
But I don't pee in the top of the toilet.
What?
Well,
You're
who
talking
does
about
that?
upper decker?
Who the fuck?
Yeah,
You're upper decking. He's definitely not upper decking.
What?
You ever heard
when I
about
see
upper decking?
No, I have not. Thankfully.
Top shelf?
Yeah.
Darius has had a lot of questionable
Top
moments. Like
ends?
he's
You
like,
never
guys
Yeah,
talking
it was some conversation to think tank this point of that.
never ripped top
Definitely had me.
ends.
Well,
No, I have not.
You ever done an upper decker at a friend's house?
Come on. It's
I
classic.
learned about nature's Tylenol here. I learned. It's
Well,
very,
before all that, let's
informative
finish
program.
up the poop talk. So the whites, okay, they will poop in the backside of the toilet.
Yeah.
You know the
water
part where
tank.
you lift it up and it's a water tank. You know the part where you have to do that. Just zany whites.
It's a prank, man.
Zany whites will do it.
Yep.
You know, because you go in there and it smells like poop, and then you open the thing, there's no poop in it.
Man,
and it's like somebody poop in the bathroom.
Like shit.
In the toilet? Where's somebody poop in the bathtub? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad
But
deal.
actually, it's in the back. Nobody expects it.
How do you even
You gotta scoop it out. You gotta scoop it out,
Clean
too.
that up. Oh, my
Horrific
God.
stench.
Yeah.
That's actually from Dude Wipe. Shout out.
Yeah, and the thing about them is, you know, because that water, whenever you flush it from that part, empties. So that poop's just sitting on a wall in there all by itself with no water.
God.
And then it comes back, and guess what it does to that next batch of water? Contaminates it.
That's right.
And then that water goes into the toilet, so you got poop in toilet and in the back, and you're thinking to yourself, where's this poop? Is it my upper lip?
Yeah.
It's in there. That's what the whites started doing to each other. Yeah.
No.
It's a good prank.
It is
Good
fucked
one.
up.
No, it's
I
not.
don't think. Yeah,
No.
I don't think that's a good point. That's
I have.
It's a great
I mean,
prank.
nobody's gonna be surprised.
If it's
by
not
this.
you, if it's not to your toilet, it's
I have been at a
Okay.
party where it has happened. And I have been one of the people walked in because I have an active bladder to piss and going, smells like shit in here.
Mm-hmm.
And then just piss and then leave and then potentially run into Zany White that did it.
Yeah.
And goes, have you been to the bathroom upstairs? I go, yeah, it smells like shit. He goes, that was me. And I go, what do you mean that was me? He's upper decker, brother. I go, why would you do that to, we love the person who was hosting a party. Funny all the time, isn't it? It's funny.
Yeah.
And then just walk away. That's Wild and Wonderful Whites, bro.
Hey, learn something
Yeah.
new every day.
Yeah, I mean,
try it, D-Butt.
Nah, I don't think I'm.
You should.
you got to have real precision, too.
It's a real commitment.
Yeah, how do you
You're
do it?
lifting those cheeks up.
And then you
There's
you
nowhere for it to
you
go,
wipe your
D-Butt.
ass after because you can't flush when you wipe your
Oh,
ass.
yeah,
you
you can,
definitely pull
brother.
your dude
Yeah.
whites out.
So
you
you
talking
shit in the
about?
top, wipe your ass, flush the
it.
toilet.
Yeah.
So you
then-
got shit water in the toilet at this point.
bingo.
I mean, if you're doing an upper decker in someone's house, what you're doing after you wipe your ass is the least of your concerns. You might just be throwing that on the floor and just saying, hey, they can deal with that too.
And they'll think that's the answer, actually. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just levels to this. It's terrible. I've never done. I think it should be. I assume it's stopped.
I don't know.
Kids these days are crazy.
Somebody's going to be doing it now.
But I don't know.
Edgar Allan Poe's out there doing it.
Oh, yeah.
We missed that. A lot of people said we missed that journalistic standards. We didn't ask Davante what the Edgar Allan Poe thing was about.
Well, I wouldn't want to bring it back up anyways because he might fucking go back into some sicko mode that he was in when he posted.
Oh, you're talking because Edgar Allan Poe is.
Yeah. Sick fuck.
That's all I know of him. I just want to let you know that. The way you have portrayed him is how I am going to think about him for the rest of my life.
I mean, and I would be completely accurate because people have been tweeting me some shit about Edgar Allan Poe. Turns out he's way sicker of a fuck than I've even been portrayed.
Maybe Edgar Allan Poe was the reason he didn't want to go to Ravens. Anybody thought about that?
That maybe looked into him a little bit.
He posted that and was like, have you guys heard about this fucking guy? Sick fuck.
He's a sick fuck. He's the sickest fuck ever.
Give me the Jets, brother.
Never mind.
All right. The Ravens might be on this particular seg.
Oh.
But this has been a fun thing to do each week. You know, we've done In the Trenches for so long. This year we wanted to spice it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We thought, we need to reward some of these big guys that never get rewarded much. They never ask for it. They never say, hey, what about me? Give me an award. So we'll do it for them. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Coming out of the week 6 of the NFL season to award the In the Trenches, AQ Shipley, top 5 performing offensive line.
Here we go.
All right,
Here we go.
AQ, who's number 5?
Perfect segue into the Baltimore Ravens.
Wow. How about it?
Let me say some stats real quick. 176 yards, 198, 277, 228, 184 yards rushing this week. That's our top 5 offensive line.
Whoa, we're moving the rock.
We are
on the
running
ground.
the shit out of the ball. And the Baltimore Ravens ran for 176, which is a great day any other day. Let's watch this play. This is awesome. So they run 1 by 3. 1 by 3 means you put the tight end into the boundary. You get the strength, the passing strength, 3 receivers opposite. So they got Mark Andrews right there, split out just a tad. Normally says something to the defensive end, but not this guy. We get the little crack toss. We're going to get the down block. We're going to pull the guard. And then check this out. You get Falele out in space. You get the back as the extra blocker when you got the QB. And
wow,
how big of a hole is that, boys?
Jeez,
how good is that?
Louise.
Lamar Jackson off to the races. Off to the races. This was the biggest run the Ravens had that day. We could have put the other play on, which was the crack toss that we've seen over and over and over again that they keep running to Derrick Henry with Patrick Ricard as the lead blocker. They hit that for 30 in this game as well. But look at that hole. We're going to see some big holes today. We already saw some from Detroit. We're going to see them all day. This is unbelievable. They ran the shit out of it. Everybody did this week. It was awesome.
Congrats to the Baltimore Ravens seemingly being a mainstay on the In the Trenches top line.
Falele, they were saying 3 weeks ago on Overreaction Monday, hey, you could take this fatso and his blubber could feed all of Somalia. They're not saying it anymore.
A lot
not
of tweets
anymore.
saying that. You remember that? That was one of the rudest tweets we've ever seen.
For week 1.
And now they're top 5, top 5, top 5. Who's number 4 this week, AQ?
This is the Atlanta Falcons.
Wow.
And let me say this before we get into this play. This I have never seen before. Dan Orlovsky talked about it yesterday, but I saw this whenever I watched the film back on Monday, and I started calling everybody. I was like, this is unbelievable. Do you guys remember a couple years ago when San Fran started making that play pretty famous where they'd have Kittle and Juszczyk as the 2 tight ends? They'd send someone in motion, somebody hard reaches, and then Juszczyk or Kittle, whoever the puller is, slams Von Miller out as he climbs the line.
Blindside, yeah.
Right. So now they do the exact same concept, but they do it to the 3 technique. Let's watch number 93 as this tight end goes in motion. See 93? Over the right guard, Chris Lindstrom. Now watch this. Instead of doing it to the defensive end, we're going to do it to the 3 technique. Boys, just watch this. Watch out.
Jeez.
Oh, man. And then we climb on the mic, and you get one of the biggest holes you'll see all year long. Look at that. There's a 15-yard gap. They don't even block the safety there, which – honestly, they probably could have pushed to him, and you have a hat for a hat. But in this case, this is unbelievable. Hit that and then climb on the mic back, and you get a hole the size of
What was
Texas.
that, AJ? AJ said 2nd and 7. That's what AJ
No,
said.
I thought he was going to get much more. It was a beautiful blocking scheme. Good job getting up with a mic after you ran that little, almost like a trap situation. But yeah, I thought he should get more yards.
It was a good scheme. It's 2nd and 7, though, is what everybody said.
No, I agree, but it's like, listen, they did this all game long, and they had 200 yards rushing. Bijan had 90 or something, and Algier had 105, I think. I think it was 105 and 95.
That's a good scheme there. Atlanta Falcons getting creative down here.
I'm going to tell you, that play right there is going to change the course for the rest of the season for every team. Every team's going to copy that one, and they're going to find a way, because the hardest thing is, you can chip the defensive ends in pass pro. The hardest thing is how do you chip a 3 technique, right? Nobody's doing it. So this is going to be a way to get play action involved and just absolutely blindside 3 techniques, which is going to be awesome for offensive linemen.
You're seeing it's a copycat league. Everybody's going to start doing this, and we're going to see some. We're going to see. Look at us. I feel educated.
Yeah.
So whenever that game kicks off, 9:30 a.m. on Sunday.
That's right.
Yeah.
Patriots versus
The
Jaguars.
Let's keep an eye out for maybe a little cross crack to the 3 technique that hasn't happened.
That's right.
And then it's probably going to be everywhere.
It's going to be everywhere.
Pats will do it.
This is going to be everywhere. And I'm surprised San Fran didn't figure this out because they're still doing it, and they're still hitting the ends. I'm surprised they haven't figured this one out.
I assume they will know going
It's coming.
forward. Who's the number 3 offensive line performing from this past week?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Wow.
Favoritism.
277 yards rushing. You tell me if it's favoritism.
Boom.
Oh!
Pretty damn good. And welcome to the NFL, Mr. Sean Tucker, second-year player out of Syracuse. We're going to run the guard tackle counter right to Cam Jordan, right? We get the kick out on the first one.
False start.
You get big Tristan Wirfs pulling up inside him, Demario Davis, and you get another big gaping hole. And then he does the rest of the work, gets to the outside, get Miller running downfield, getting blocks downfield. Look at that. Look at the effort. Look at the hustle.
Look at the buy-in. That's Tampa Bay Buccaneer football. So it was a close one early, 27-24-ish or something like that.
Saints up.
And then Bucks just kind of flipped the switch and went crazy and stuck with the run game, obviously.
They ran the shit out of it. It was 17-0, I think, to start the game. Then it goes 20-17 the other way, and then they flipped it on its head and obviously put up 51 points, boys.
Okay, that's a fun play to watch, though.
Pretty cool, right?
Wirfs is a beast.
Yeah, Wirfs is a dog.
It's a 5-yard penalty, but.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Did it get called?
I mean, you can watch the guard. The guard punches.
Did it get called?
It didn't get called.
Okay, not a penalty. Doesn't matter.
I don't see a fling.
What do you mean? When's the ball snapped?
Ready? Hey. Ready? Hey.
Big shout out to my guy Robert Hainsey, back in the starting lineup too.
Hell yeah,
Great
Ball,
snap.
baby Bobble.
Great snap
Hell
from
yeah.
Hainsey,
Good.
right in the chest right there.
Yep, good back block, wall off, beautiful.
Who's the number 2 performing offensive line from week 6 of the NFL season?
They keep going up and down, but they are back up this week. San Francisco 49ers.
Whoa! Congrats to the Niners.
Doesn't matter who they put at running back. We talked about this earlier. They run the shit out of it. When Mason's in, he breaks this early. Garendo goes in later in the game. He breaks it for 76 with a heads-up play sliding down. But let's watch. Kittle's going to motion over. They're going to get the other tight end down. So you get a tight end wing into the boundary. And then you're going to run a little zone scheme right here. Right? When you run this zone scheme, Ayuk's going to arc release. You go out, out. Trent Williams does what Trent does. Let's watch Kittle get on Julian Love. I posted this on X earlier in the week. This is unbelievable. He climbs. You get Kittle on Julian Love. Good on good. Let's focus in there. Run. Bury. Put him in the ground.
Jeez Louise.
Awesome stuff.
It's tough.
You get great blocks across the board. That's a tough look, right? Banks, left guard, does a great job climbing. You watch the center get a great reach. Watch Dominic Puni, third-round pick out of Kansas. He's solidified their offensive line. Trent's speaking super highly of them.
Poon, man.
Number 77 gets up on the backside. He's the one that makes this go. Look at the backside cutoff. There it is. You see butts. You see a nice big hole. And then Mason breaks a tackle, and he's off for 70.
See ya.
Go, Pooney.
He said the Niners' offense is system, yeah, but for the running back, not for the quarterback.
Something to think about. You see it.
Quarterback has to make plays in the system. Running back, though, the system is going to give you opportunity.
That's right.
Especially because the way those boys block. I think you said, George Kittle's the best blocking tight end of all time.
I think he's the best blocking tight end. I think he's maybe the best all-around tight end in the game right now.
And maybe Kittle.
Remind you, he's like Gronk. Gronk used to block his ass off, right?
I was going to say. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same
Gronk,
thing.
Especially against the Colts. He threw some people.
Yeah.
Threw some people away.
Which guys?
Anybody.
We don't
Anybody who came near him. Yeah, no, we don't. But anybody who came near him.
Okay. Sound like you had a story you wanted to tell. Is that what you wanted to do?
I mean, I got a few, but.
All right. Hey, Gronk in that.
In the Aaron Hernandez show.
Yeah, that actor.
Really
That
good.
guy's unbelievable.
He actually deserves an Oscar.
Every clip I see from that, I think to myself, I should watch it. Seems like they casted it pretty damn good out here.
Yeah, Belichick also.
We should show Bill clips of that next week.
Believe me,
Heard that got
Zito
floated.
the whole time was like, come on.
Clip ready if you need it.
But if we bring up that, then we got to bring up the topic. Then we got to go into a full thing, and it's like, I don't want to be the guy that does that.
I just need to know if he did say 2 tight ends, fullback offset to the strength. Nobody's ever fucking done that before.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Number 1 performing offensive line from week 6 of the NFL season. In the trenches, AQ Shipley, you say?
Detroit Lions.
Woo!
These guys are unbelievable. I almost feel like they're just fucking with the rest of the NFL. It's like, hey, like we're going to run this play. We want to get Penei Sewell a little reward. We're going to throw hook and ladder. Hey, next series, let's make this a Gibbs series. Next series, let's make this a Montgomery series. Until they get into a muddy game, they can just keep doing this because Ben Johnson keeps dialing it up. Let's take a look at center Frank Ragnow playing with a torn pec, mind you, everybody. You can see the left arm right there. He's got a little black shoulder harness on there. Doesn't matter. Watch him in right guard. Drive. Now left arm goes out. That's the pec arm, by the way. Fucking pancake right in the ground. Watch this shit. Boom! Puts him down with one arm.
And that Montgomery finish.
Montgomery finish. Get the backside
Look at
cut
Penei
off.
Sewell with the one arm.
One arm.
Yeah.
I hear. Man, that dude is so strong. Watch Penei.
Walking him.
This is what gets you paid as a tackle. Backside cutoffs. Look at this. Look at that. One arm. Get that right arm through and just drive. He's 5 yards downfield, right, AJ? It's unbelievable.
Beautiful.
Detroit Lions winning.
They're doing it.
Hell yeah.
Way to go, Detroit Lions. I love everything about that. Here is the top 5. Only one of them were in top 5 last week. Love that. It was Baltimore Ravens. Congrats, Atlanta Falcons, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 49ers, and the Detroit Lions. Did we just lose everything?
Sorry, no, it was me.
We just went in the trenches there.
Yeah.
Too far in the trenches.
That's how it looks.
Yeah, when you go nose down in there.
Darkness.
It's going dark. Yeah. And that's what you got to fight through. You got to fight through the darkness.
Exactly.
When you're an offensive line. Congrats to all the groups. Way to go, Eddie.
Huge.
In the trenches, top 5. I love that. I feel like we get smarter. That little inside crack. You're saying that's going to be a thing.
Tom, everybody's going to
AQ, can every tight end do that, though? Can every tight end make that block and then get to that mic? That was a hell of a block.
That's a tough. I mean, listen, it's a tough block, but like I said, I think they could have pushed this to the safety, which would make it much easier on the tight end, right? Like he could have hit that 3 and just climbed right up to the safety. I think that would have made it easier, and then you could have slipped the backside up to the mic. Would have made it much easier on everybody. But Werner, who was the tight end right there, came from San Francisco, so he's used to doing this.
The motions
right?
block back.
So anybody in this McVay-Shanahan world, I think they can do this.
So
this is a big part of
D
this.
tackles just found out that they're going to get blindsided.
They're going to get crushed.
Bad day for D tackles.
Chris Jones, head on a swivel, boys.
Jeez.
Okay.
Okay, and Chris Jones is just going to.
Yeah.
He might.
Chris ain't one.
He might just stiff arm.
You're not. We're not doing that anymore. Let's not do that. Those D tackles and nose tackles are just so strong.
The reason that's so hard, right?
So strong.
When you get the wham block, nobody's blocking you. So like immediately once you don't feel anything, your antenna goes up, right? So it's like, where's it coming from, right? But on that one, you have to play the guard. The guard's reaching you. You have to play that block. So you're here. You don't even feel this. You don't know when this is coming, where it's coming from. It's crazy.
Blindside.
Yeah, it's coming.
Looking for ribs.
It's coming.
These guys. It never ends.
Never
ends. And that's why they go in the trenches. And before we get out of here on this glorious Watt Wednesday, I feel like it was a good day here.
Yeah. Great day.
Great day.
Beane was awesome.
He was.
He's the man.
Great.
Gave us a lot of good stuff. Good insight.
Things got hot and heavy on Saturday morning, or Tuesday morning.
That's right.
Not to mention Sig.
Phenomenal.
The GOAT.
Tom, did we miss anything today that we should have talked about, you think, Tom?
No, I don't think so. I agree with you wholeheartedly that it was 100% a great day.
What about all the shit talk about Cleveland? I don't love that.
No, I was asked questions, and I just replied with the answers that I know true deep down in my heart.
What do they call Cleveland?
Mistake by the lake.
Why are the Browns going through all this?
Same old Browns.
Okay. Great show out of you.
Kind of raining poop on Cleveland right now.
Well, poop is actually a big part of this show.
It was.
Well, when they set their river on fire, it actually did rain poop out of that river, so it could be true.
All right. See? One step too far. It's your fault.
I was just saying football, baseball.
You said poop to the rain. Watch it burn
in Cleveland.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Tony. Good work over there.
Yeah, Tony.
Boys in the back, phenomenal work today. AJ, wow. You learned that Cignetti's coming for Ohio State. What a day for you.
Cignetti, man, I am a fan. I know multiple people from Youngstown that are Cignetti, that are that human sound like him, and that's like when he was describing you, I got tennis court, I got a pool. I know 4 adults like that I like. Yeah, I know a lot of guys. Like
I got putting green too for you. Come on, all down here.
So awesome.
Yeah,
I love him.
Yeah, Pittsburgh and West Virginia. Like, I assume I think that's why we have
kindred spirits.
Yeah, very quick.
Simpatico.
How about him just saying, like, I'm old school? Like, Indiana people, they view every sport as if Bobby Knight should still be coaching it. So for Cignetti to come in here, I'm old school. I ain't got time. We're going to win, too. Fuck these people. come fill up the stadium, and they do, and then they win.
Yep.
Indiana people are like, this is our guy. That collective is a real deal.
Yeah.
He started that thing. Started selling merch for it. Like he is.
Hold on.
Like, hey, if we're gonna, and I don't want to keep saying this because it sounds like a shot at him, and it's not. But like the reason why he's at Indiana is because other places wouldn't hire him because he's 62 years old. So he understands like this might be, like we're in P4, we got everything we need right here in Bloomington. This is gonna be his shot, I think, and I'm pulling for him. AQ, great work today, bub.
Thank you.
You did really good. You added a lot.
You guys too.
You added a lot to the Ask Jage.
I mean,
And then you coded a website we referenced earlier.
Yeah.
And now on the way out of here, you have an opportunity to win some people some money, AQ.
let's do it.
What are you going to do? You're going to throw football?
I'm gonna throw football.
Into which hoop? Okay.
Come on, AQ.
Penn State Nittany Lion legend AQ Shipley will attempt to throw that football into that hoop right over there. If he does, 25 people will win $500. Anything to say to him, Ty? This is your first time really getting to experience a giveaway with AQ in a few weeks.
It is. I'm guessing that you didn't fare very well last time. I was kind of in the throw of it, so I missed that. But put that fucking pigskin right in that hoop, huh? What do you say?
To be clear, it is just rubber. No pigs died for that particular football, but
That's also true.
it was a reference, a metaphor to football.
Bingo.
Throw that fucking pigskin,
Boy.
Here we go.
Come on, boy. Oh, shit. Oh my gosh, I thought that was it. That one was online.
Good ball.
Ty, you missed the last couple of weeks. AQ should have been doing a lot. It's right online. It's right online. It was not online. It was not online. He was lying to everybody, including himself. That one was right online. Con man, anything to say to AQ as he tries to win 25 people $500?
Yeah, AQ, why don't you just imagine for the rest of your life, you can't visit any of those XXX sites if you don't make this throw. Then think about the motivation that gives you. Think about what that would do to your life if you couldn't. And then just put that ball in the hoop.
You guys have had a real moment today bonding over this during the program, it sounds like. This could be the way to seal it all. Here we go. No more bopping! He said no way.
Oh! Not in my lifetime.
Yeah, right.
God, he was so close.
Felt good about that. I thought that was the one.
That was the one. And there was a lot on the line, obviously. 25 winners and then much, much more.
Yeah.
AJ Hawk as a...
Later, you mean?
We don't need to get into that. AJ Hawk has a little message of motivation for you, AQ.
I do. AQ, I have more of a question. People have been slandering the Seattle offensive line. Can you tell us anything about that? Is any of that true?
I've watched a video today that certainly makes it seem like that's true.
What?
They're not playing great, right?
A lot of pressures. They're
out to lunch.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's happening? They were not in the top 5 in the
No.
Doesn't seem like they're ever going to be.
No, I saw a video today that showed like most pressures by people. It's like 17, 18, 19. These are all like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then number 1, Seattle, 35.
What are they doing? They don't block anybody?
That one guy.
Tell them to set their feet.
He's having a tough time.
Tell them
There you go. There it is.
Tell them to set their feet.
Need Forster.
You know what they need to do? They need to bring the
boom.
That's what they need to do to bring the boom to you. I guess the Costco team is in TikTok chat right now. Thanks for bringing the boom. Thanks for bringing the boom.
Give them one.
No, thank for bringing the boom.
Hell yeah.
I bring the boom. That's what I do.
We bring the boom.
I love that he's a worker.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoy the fact that he is a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
That means he knows the gimmick. We got other steps.
He does.
There
He
we
gets
go.
it.
We're bringing the boom.
The remix was just as good as the original, which never happened.
Hey, congrats, Costco's.
Is the Rizzler in the chat too or no?
Does the Rizzler count part of the thank for the boom?
No. Rizzler's busy.
Oh, he might be at school.
He's got shit to do.
School. He doesn't
Getting
raise
buckets.
school.
He might
He's
be
getting buckets.
He looks
Bingo,
like a straight A
AJ.
student.
You're right.
Damn sure ain't getting buckets.
What are you talking about?
Football might be his sport.
Okay,
I saw
maybe.
him dunk.
Big Justice actually got a bucket in that game.
Wait, Big Justice's dad?
No, that's
No,
AJ.
that-
the son.
Big
The
Justice.
Rizzler's the
Justice.
king. What are we talking about here?
I don't know the names. So Costco dad is Big Justice.
AJ. Costco dad is AJ.
That's Almighty Justice.
yes.
Yes.
His son is
Big
Big
Justice.
Justice.
There's only one. There's only
is the Justice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's only one you need to know. It's the fucking
The Rizzler's the
Rizzlers.
judge, jury, and
He's
executioner.
the dog.
Who's this? This is
It's Big Justice.
This is Big Justice learning
Actually,
the point.
pretty good athlete.
Is this the BJ.
Yeah, this is big Justice.
Good chest pass.
Good pass. That's good
Swing it
pass.
back.
Swing it.
They
Get
do.
in there. Put it up.
Just fucking bucket.
He brings the boom.
At MSG, you ever done that, D-Bush?
Hell no.
That's
I
what
wish.
we thought. That's what we thought. Good high fives, too. Good celebration. Good self-awareness. He understands. Boys want to rally a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, we appreciate them bringing a boom. Why don't you bring a boom for 25 people, $500? All you got to do is put that football in that hoop right over there. AQ Sheet brings the
boom.
That's what he do.
Oh, my God.
That would have been the one. God damn, that would have been the one. That would have been the biggest boom that we've done, for sure. They had a world record boom, I heard.
I'm throwing it good today, though.
Okay.
Looks good.
Does it
Okay.
matter?
I'm close on the counts of horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah.
And bocce, by the way. That's a
Bocce
big
as
part
well,
of
yeah.
bocce.
That's a good point.
A-bombs.
Curling.
Whoa. I don't think just A-bomb.
All
A
right,
lot of
Oppenheimer.
bombs. Jesus Christ.
I mean, if we're being realistic, I mean.
Well, I think grenades gets the point across. I don't think you needed to say that.
Yeah, and that actually probably goes against close because that one's actually far.
Yeah.
That's like doesn't have to be close, which is part of it.
It's like 110%. It's like that whole thing.
Those aren't happening again, right? Never. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, we're
good.
fine.
Gumpy, you have anything to say to AQ as he attempts to win 25 people $500?
Yeah, AQ, you got it this time, brother. Just think about your favorite person who was walking across the frozen tundra at Lambeau Field just the other day.
That's true.
That's pretty exact there.
Coach.
Coach.
You got this.
I don't think I know what that means.
You will.
Oh, my gosh. Back rim?
Damn.
This guy's getting screwed.
You didn't bring the boom.
This guy.
I'm going to go bang.
Who walked across the Green Bay Packers?
I thought he was.
Tim Walls.
Okay.
Tour.
All right. Why is there always? Why is there? I saw that guy at bird hunt.
Yeah.
I saw him on bird
Yeah.
hunt.
So did I.
I'm seeing a lot of stuff, dude. I'm seeing too much stuff.
gonna
I'm about
pick-
done with seeing it. I'm about fucking done with seeing it.
I hear you.
When's that happen? When's it? November 5th, trade deadline day.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Right? Is election day for the rest of the world?
Yeah, 3 weeks from yesterday.
You can already start voting, they said.
That's right.
You should only do it if you're prepared. Hey, Cush, I'm tired of seeing it all.
Should I go bang?
Oh, now you can call your shot.
It's your last,
Okay.
on your last ball.
You should go to the bank. Ladies and gentlemen, AQ Shipley's about to go to the bank. 25 people win $500. They're going to go to the bank, too.
You're aiming it.
They want to the break.
What?
I've hit the rim every time.
Did you hit your arm on something on that throw?
No, was it a duck?
It was gross.
It was disgusting.
It was aimed down.
You threw another brick. That's what you do. Oh, Hall of Famer, Western Pennsylvania
Okay.
Scholastic Athletic League.
Hit it.
Big Justice inspired him.
That's right, the Rizzler, maybe. 25 people. Jesus.
Judas Priest.
Bonus ball.
What the fuck?
I love his feet. He flailed his little feet.
That's lava. Don't you dare.
We got another one.
This one's going in.
Oh, pass.
Good little touch. 25 people, $500. If the high school basketball Hall of Famer can put that ball into that hoop right over there. It's a stage shot, moon shot.
Money.
Oh, there it is. Way to bring the boom.
That's what we do.
Way to go, AQ. 25 people, $500.
Wow.
All you got to do is repost this post, say something nice to somebody, and put the easiest way to pay you, and you could be one of the random winners of 25 for $500. That's beautiful. What a great way to end the day.
Unbelievable.
Fantastic.
Hey, Tone Diggs, why don't you come out here so you can join the team? Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life, like our friends at Dude Wipes. What? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, before we get out of here, we have to talk about this. Tone, I'm happy you're here. Do you know that Darius J. Butler is going into a Hall of Fame this weekend?
What?
What?
Did you know this?
No.
Congratulations to D-Butt.
Hell yeah, D-Butt.
2024 Broward County Sports Hall of Fame inductee D-Butch. Obviously, congratulations. Broward County has had
Good county.
an immense amount of talent in sports world come through there and humans. Congratulations to you, man. This is a big deal. You should be very proud of yourself.
Yeah, excited about it, man. Very, very happy. You mentioned it, Broward County. Obviously, a talent-rich area. I think one of my classmates is going in, Lexi Thompson. great female golfer right now. I think she's retiring after this year. But, yeah, honored to be going in, man. It should be great, great moment, obviously for myself and family. You know, for the family, younger brothers, younger sisters, parents get to see it. It's pretty dope.
Congratulations. Are you giving a speech?
I will be. And my brother will be doing the speech that, my big brother will be, whatever that's
Inducting
called.
you.
Inducting you.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the speech? What do we have?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
We have
I'm
bullet
off the
points?
top now. I speak from the heart. I got, probably about 4 bullet points.
Hell yeah.
A couple people I need to shout out.
Congratulations, man. That is very cool. And that's a sweet graphic.
It is. Thank you, whoever made that.
D-Bone.
Graphic department.
D-Bone put
Appreciate
that
you,
together.
D-Bone.
You've earned it. You deserve it. All right,
brother.
on you, buddy.
Hey, let's go. Yeah. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team.
Bye. Congrats, D-Bone.
Thanks.